The following is a presentation of the Ad Astra Sports Network, the statewide leader in local sports coverage. Coming up, Aaron West and Chris Shank bring you coverage of Buhler Crusader football on 95.9 HKFM. Crusader football is streaming online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra radio app. Tonight's kickoff is just 30 minutes away. The Buhler Crusaders play on 95.9 HKFM.
Allen Samuels Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the giant corner of 30th and Lorraine in Hutchinson, Kansas. We take pride in supporting our community and our student athletes. Hi, I'm the General Manager, Don Glassby. We want to wish our area teams a fun and memorable season. A great person once said, victory is in the quality of competition and not the final score. Visit online AllenSamuelsHutch.com and follow us on Facebook for weekly giveaways and special events. And as Mr. Samuels always says,
come by, let's be friends.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, a pleasant good evening on this Week 6 Friday night from PG Product Stadium in El Dorado. Buhler back on the road with just 3 weeks left in the regular season. Tonight at El Dorado, tomorrow night at Winfield. And then we finish up the regular season in 2 weeks at home against McPherson. Hi, everybody. Welcome inside the Midway Motors drive to the game alongside Chris Shank and Matt Atherton down on the field tonight. We're set for Crusader football here on HKFM. Buhler coming off a tough 29-16 loss at home last week to Wamego. Outscored 29-7 in the second half to drop their overall record to 3-2 on the season. They remain unbeaten, 3-0 in league play, and they'll finish up league play coming up the next couple of weeks against Winfield and McPherson. Buhler outgained Wamego in the game 326-243, dominated the time of possession, and rushed for 231 yards. But there were some things that did not go their way in the game, and unfortunately that ended in a loss, their second of the season. They lost their starting tailback, Ben Klaus, in the very first play of the game. Dylan Skripczyk came in, 25 carries, 94 yards, and I thought for asking a kid who probably wasn't prepared to see that much playing time to jump right in there and almost get 100 yards. A lot of those tough yards, Christopher, in between the tackles, I thought he did a good job.
No doubt, because I doubt Dylan Skripczyk was on the field thinking, hey, I'm getting ready to go in second play of the game. That's something that you prepare, but it's one of those things until it actually happens, you're not expecting it. And, no, he did it. I mean, Wamego's a good team. There's a reason they're 4-1 and almost gaining 100 yards against a good team like Wamego. That's a pretty good night for a sophomore's first big varsity game.
Buhler's an offense. Matthew averaged 7.2 yards per play. Let's talk about the positive things that happened in that game. The frustrating part, obviously, the loss. But I thought on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, Buhler dominated the line of scrimmage for most of the night.
Yeah, really right up until the point that they took that delay of game penalty late in the game. We had talked during the broadcast and even after the broadcast about how we really felt like Buhler had, the guys up front had controlled the game. We always talk, Chris, you're really fond of talking about the game being won in the trenches, but Buhler was winning in the trenches at that point when things kind of went haywire. Those guys were able to get chunk yardage. I think really as the game went on, really saw Buhler get better running between the tackles, and a lot of that fullback, that inside trap play, they had a ton of success because those guys up front were moving bodies.
Absolutely. Christopher, how demoralizing it is to a defense when you've got a team lined up in the eye, just running play after play between the tackles, 3.5, 4, 5 yards every play, and you can't stop them.
Yeah, it's something. I mean, the fastest way to demoralize a defense is to run right at them because Honestly, when the plays are coming right at you and it's all inside. But that's kind of where, if you're a good running team, where it begins. If you can run the ball inside, you can run it everywhere else. And no, it's one of those things that it wears you out too, because you know how it goes. If it's a toss sweep or whatnot, the contact's maybe going to be on a back that's going out of bounds. When it's somebody that's running right at you in between the tackles, you're taking on a back who's got a shoulder square, linemen that are hitting their shoulder square, and it's something that we really did a great job for the lion's share of that game, being able to run it right down Wamigo's throat.
Matthew, I think it's a blessing and a curse. You look at the game, you talked about the delay of game penalty. The other big play was a 4th and 1 that they converted, where we almost had their quarterback sacked, and that led to a second go-up score. If we get that stop, it could change the game. I always think positive that you can look at that game and say, well, 1 or 2 plays and we win the game. But at the same time, those 1 or 2 plays have to nag you all week long and just eat at you.
Yeah, without a doubt. Every coach will say, it's a game of inches. But most weeks, if we're really honest about it, it's not a game of inches, right? You have, especially if Buhler has won a couple of games going away, that's not really so much a game of inches. But when it becomes a game of inches, those things become really important. The ability to finish a tackle, the wherewithal to understand the clock situation and take a timeout, or the ability to not have, or the discipline to not have communication breakdown, getting plays in. All of those little things added up, and they all, on their own may seem superfluous, but they're not, because those little things add up and really were the difference in the game.
We continue to talk about how good this defense is, only giving up 12 yards rushing a game. They've not allowed a rushing touchdown this year in 5 games, which is, in high school football, is unheard of. Can't say enough about how good that group is up front.
That's one of those stats, Aaron, until you just said it, I did not realize it. But bottom line in high school football, there can be the greatest throwing teams on earth, but typically you win state championships by being able to run the football. And the fact that Buhler has not allowed a rushing touchdown. And you think about it, Wamego is a team that's going to be, a 1-2, worst case scenario, a 3 seed in the West. Great Bend is one of the juggernauts in 5A. And Mulvane's sitting there 4-1. Their only loss was to us. The fact that we haven't allowed a rushing touchdown, that is an incredible statistic, and that's going to be something that, just as this year grinds on, they're going to try to take that as deep into the season as you possibly can. And that's something that, too, I guarantee these opposing offenses are going to sit there and go, holy cow, they haven't allowed it. And so that's going to be something that hopefully the Black Knights can continue to cling to this season.
On the flip side of that, Matt, this team has kind of worn that tag of, when we do give up scores, it tends to be big plays. Of their 16 touchdowns, only 5 have come in the red zone. And so as you look at the defense, and Coach Coles is so good at scheming, helping our kids in the secondary limit those big plays, it oftentimes seems to be our Achilles heel.
Yeah, that said, I think you kind of have to take, I'm not making excuses, but you kind of have to take, Chris, don't you, what happened at Great Bend a little bit with a grain of salt, because you're just not going to play guys like that very often. Primer was such a special talent. I think Coach would agree, if you're going to give up being gashed on the ground or giving up some big plays in the air, you probably take giving up some big plays in the air. Not that you want to, but at least if you are able to force a team into being one-dimensional, your secondary has a better chance than if they're having to play run and pass. And so, part of that is by nature of the fact that nobody can run against us. Everybody's having to throw against us. Well, if a team drops back and throws it 30 times, they're probably going to hit a couple.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just a matter of controlling that as best you can. But again, I go right back to it. You may give up some plays, control the ground game. Control the ground game, make them be one-dimensional. More often than not, high school quarterbacks will throw mistakes if they're forced to throw all the time.
Maybe the other thing that contributed last week, we came into last week's game +5 in the turnover category, -2 last week. One of those scores that Wamego had was a defensive pick 6, and so especially when you're playing those really good teams. You've got to be on the right side of that turnover battle.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, if there's somebody that you could go across any level of football, you look over that turnover margin. If you just show how many plus somebody is or how many negative somebody is, you could pretty much – that's going to stack out how your records are because, every time you turn over the football, you're giving away a possession, and empty possessions kill football teams. And, so hopefully Buhler can continue to stack turnovers in our favor, and the other side, limiting turnovers on our.
Well, Buhler comes in at 3-2 offensively, averaging 33.6 per game, points per game. On the flip side of that, El Dorado, they are in search of a win. They've lost 15 straight, winless last year, 0-5 this year, and averaging just 6.4 points a game. We'll break down the Wildcats coming up at our meeting between these two longtime Ark Valley Chisholm Trail opponents. We'll take a timeout, come back, and in Crusader Sport.
Of the Buhler Crusaders, 95.9 HKFM.
The name Johnson Sheet Metal does not sound like a heating and air conditioning company, but Johnson Sheet Metal has been taking care of your comfort needs for over 100 years and installing heating and air conditioning systems in Hutchinson and Reno County. Give Johnson Sheet Metal a call in Reno County. Give Johnson Sheet Metal a call today at 620-ALL-TODAY at 620-662-0224.
This is Jen Stallman with the Booster Stands this year. Buhler Booster Club is grateful for the continued support. Buhler Booster Club is grateful for the continued support from our generous donors.
Hi, it's Aaron West, voice of the Crusaders member. Newfeld's Flooring, proud supporter of Buhler High School activities. We are your experts for all your floor covering needs. Please make an appointment. We are your experts for all your floor covering needs. Please make an appointment to visit us at 110 Town Buhler or give us a call.
Cream and caramel drizzle. Scooters Coffee. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Scooters Coffee in Hutchinson, McPherson, and Salina.
Amazingly fast.
Scooters Coffee in Hutchinson, McPherson, and Salina.
Each and every day, WIFCOs are trusted to provide WIFCO Steel Products, the experts in steel fabrication.
When disaster strikes your home or business, call your hometown team. Call Phoenix Restoration, Reno County's only locally owned fire and water restoration company. Check us out at phoenixrestorationandroofing.com. We'll help you rise again after your disaster.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, back here in the Midway Motors Drive, we'll take you back to October the 11th of 2019, a 48-3 win at Circle. Brigham McCurdy had 2 touchdown receive school record for touchdown catches with 13. That record still stands. The Crusaders 12-3 all-time on October 11th. A 1986 win over Nickerson with a familiar head coach. Buhler beat Nickerson that year, 34-0. Who was the coach?
Mike Zion.
Still on the
Zion's 42nd year of coaching football. Because I was talking with him after one of the football games this year. He has basically coached every single
coach's era, dating back to 2004 when the series began. Buhler's won 16 in a row. That one loss came in 2005. And a very dominant one-sided series. Buhler's outscored El Dorado on average 43-10. And they've scored 36 or more, 11 of the 18 times. Erickson Custom Building, online at ericksoncustomBLDG.com. El Dorado out of Division 4, 0-5, a losing streak now. And just one winning season in the last 17. They went 5-3 in 2020. Cape and Mount Carmel and at Garden Plain, Christopher. And so you've been in his position where you've gone into a situation where you've...
anytime a program has lost a lot, typically you have bad participation. So number one, he's got to, single high school coach has got to recruit their own halls. And so getting kids to come out and then just kind of finding little ways to build victories where, you know that you might not have tons of wins. Hey, we're playing a really good team in Buhler, a team that we haven't had much success against. Let's go out. We have no pressure on us whatsoever. All the pressure is on Buhler. Let's go. Coach Adelhart, too. He's a very experienced coach. That's one thing I'll give him the compliment, too. El Dorado historically has had a lot of guys come in that haven't had a lot of head coaching experience and not very long. So Adelhart, if anybody can get this place fixed, he's going to be somebody that could do it.
Well, tonight would seem to set up well for our defense. El Dorado runs 76% of the time out of the spun at quarterback. Matt, and if they're really hobbled in the passing game, Buhler's been so good against the run defense, so those guys up front got to be licking their chops a little bit, don't they?
Yeah, I would sure think so. They watching them right in pregame, and of course it's hard to know in warm-ups, but in pregame, I can tell you they didn't throw the ball with a whole lot of confidence against Noders. It makes you certainly wonder what's going to happen when Buhler's got that very, very fast front seven coming right at his face.
Defensively, El Dorado employs a 4-3, and they've given up 229 points through 5 weeks. That's an average of 45.8. Very young in the back, sophomore starters. Their experience really is up front, and so we'll see how Buhler is able to attack in that running game. So good in the ground game. They've been through 5 weeks. The Crusaders averaging over 200 yards a game on the ground. Some interesting dynamics with the Crusaders, just with some injuries and hopefully giving some guys a little bit of rest as we give you an update in our Pile Law injury report. Call 241-9000. Tom works to get you the benefits you deserve. Brendan Skripczyk, our starting quarterback, have watched Asher Zachary play a ton. I think good for him that he gets to come in a situation where hopefully it's, I hate to say it, a little less pressure situation for him tonight than maybe he would normally face.
Yeah, certainly Asher. Everybody calls him AZ. Asher has spent a ton of time playing quarterback sophomore class. So they're very comfortable with him. He's started every JV game this year, started every freshman game last year. So for an underclassman, he has about as much experience as you could have. Asher obviously is a pretty tall kid. If you're used to seeing him on the basketball court, on the baseball field, throws the ball well, throws the deep ball very well. It's hard to know exactly how much Coach Warner's going to open up the playbook. I would imagine early in the game it'll be a lot of giving the ball off to those guys in the backfield. But when they go to throw, Asher's pretty adept and is also pretty good at avoiding the pressure and getting the throw off. Doesn't typically throw into a bunch of bad situations. So good at taking care of the ball. And I think Asher's got a chance really to play a lot over the next couple of years in the backfield. It'll be fun to see him get his first shot on a Friday night tonight.
Absolutely. Cash Carson also not suited up tonight, dealing with a hip that's been nagging him. Max Harmony will get the start at quick tackle. Buhler and El Dorado coming up, but we're about 10 minutes or so away from opening activities and tonight's kickoff here from El Dorado. We'll hear from Coach when we come back on HKFM.
5 to the game coming up. Stay tuned for tonight's kickoff conditions. And Aaron West sits down for a pregame chat with head coach Steve Warner. Buhler Crusader football on 95.9 HKFM.
Even trying to enjoy a fun event can be difficult after the loss of a loved one. Unanswered questions, feelings of stress and grief are only natural. As the owner and director of Inman Funeral Home, I bring over 25 years of experience bringing comfort and empathy during time of loss. Rely on me to guide you through all aspects of planning a funeral service with compassion, dignity, and respect. I'm Athena Johnson with Inman Funeral Home. Find me at inmanfh.com.
Well, back here on our Midway Motors drive to the game, time to get pregame thoughts from head coach Steve Warner. Coach, I know that loss is very unsettling, and it's always good to get right back on the field as quickly as you can and try and put that behind you.
Let's get it behind us and let's get back on the winning streak. And I feel like this is just what the doctor ordered to play at El Dorado. We're not looking past them by any means, but we are better than they are. We need to go out and we need to take care of business and dominate the entire game. And that's that. I guess it is being a little bit arrogant, but we see it on film. We know that we're better, and it would just be devastating if something negative happens. So we've got to be ready to go, which we will, and play hard and keep getting better every week. And teams give us all kinds of different looks because of the way we do run the ball, and hopefully they continue to do that to us too, because that'll help us in the long run. We get better.
Absolutely, and certainly. You do have to obviously approach it as it's the next opponent. They want to beat you just as badly as anybody else you've played this year. Yep. So you've got to be ready for that. But also, you guys get ready by the postseason by, as you said, getting better every week.
Right. And the kids, they've played their hearts out. So they're going to play their hearts out every single game. They've proven that. Win, lose, or draw, they're going to play hard. And that's what we do, and we pride ourselves in that. And our defense has been playing outstanding, and our offense is getting better. We're close to where we want to be, and let's just keep moving.
It's such a tough physical year. A lot of our kids are playing banged up or with injuries. Are you hopeful of those opportunities over the course of a season, maybe to give some of your guys a rest in the second half of some of these games? I know that's not always possible, but certainly it's got to help them in the long run.
Number one, I'd like to get to the running clock if that happens. It would be nice to get to that in the first half, but that's scoring a lot of points in a short amount of time. But yeah, we'd love to get them a rest. And if it does mean not getting to the running clock, yes, we would, because we don't want anybody to get injured being up by a large score. So yes, that's always in the back of our mind, and we haven't had that opportunity very much this year. So if it happened and we could get some kids out, we definitely would.
How beneficial is that too then to your younger guys to get some of that in-game experience?
Well, any chance they can get on the varsity field, it's going to help them. Playing at varsity competition, and our JV kids have been very, very competitive, and so I know that they're going to be ready to play. They want the opportunity to show that they can do things too.
Absolutely. El Dorado 0-5. They've struggled on both sides of the ball this year. As you've looked at film, what do you see from them?
Well, they do have a few players that are good, and we've got to be ready to take care of those guys. But they just don't have the speed and the size that they need to be successful, and so we want to run right at them, and our defense just continue to be relentless like we have been.
Haven't played them in a couple of years.
A few years.
2021 was the last time since they moved down into Division IV. Don't see them every year.
Right, we don't see them every year, but
it's a fun.
We'll relish the opportunity to get better.
Fun place to play. One of the bigger stadiums that we get to play in.
It's a pretty stadium. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's very nice. I love the Jumbotron. The kids get to see that. I like that a lot.
Well, Coach, let's go get you a win 279.
279 would be great. Yeah, that would be a perfect time to do it.
We talked about that during our coaches show, but obviously behind every one of those wins is a lot of great kids that you've had the opportunity to coach over the years, and same with this senior class this year.
Without a doubt, and I've loved every group that we've had, and want to continue it. And another thing for the coaches that I've coached with over the years, have been around a lot of great coaches, and none better than the staff that we have right now. And we're excited to get out on the field and get another win.
I think if you look close, you can see that in sports, right? Obviously, the head coach is important in football. The quarterback is important in football, but just as important are those guys that don't get talked a lot about, whether it's your offensive line or, as you mentioned, your assistant coaches.
Without a doubt, and we do have a great staff. We have a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience, and we've got some new young guys on the staff that help too, because new ideas and different things. So I love our staff and love these kids.
Hey, well, it worked a little old school last Friday. In between the tackles, you were getting 3.5, 4 yards a game. I'm like, man, I love this old school stuff.
I love it too, and it was so close to working exactly the way we want it to. Now we're going to take care of that tonight.
But it seems like some of the newer offensive ideas, Wamigo had some of them getting a little more complicated.
They definitely were, especially when they covered people up and they sent them out on passes. But I didn't talk about the officials from last week.
Oh,
okay.
Coach, let's not even. We're focused on El Dorado tonight. It's going to be a great night. Another opportunity for your kids to go out and get a win.
I agree.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time as always. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thank you.
That's our pregame chat with head coach Steve Warner, and we're back with more right after this.
Coming up, the Midway Motors Drive to the Game continues after this. Stream Crusader football on your phone or tablet with the Ad Astra radio app. Your home for the Buhler Crusaders is 95.9 HKFM.
Nearly all banks offer online banking and a user-friendly banking app. How would you like those same modern conveniences from a locally owned bank? Hi, this is Serena with Prairie Bank of Kansas. At Prairie Bank, we have local tech support at our locations, and we actually answer the phone right here. Stop by and see us at our Stafford, Buhler, Inman, or Hutchinson branches today, or check us out at prairiebankks.com. Member FDIC. Prairie Bank of Kansas. How banking should be.
Crusader football on HKFM.
82 degrees with a light south breeze here in El Dorado as the sun sets on kind of an overcast sky this evening. And our team captains headed toward midfield here at BG Product Stadium, set for tonight's opening coin toss. And then the kickoff here in week 6 of Buhler and El Dorado. Let's go down to the field.
Go ahead. Tails. Tails. Buhler, the visiting team. What's your call? Tails is the call. It is heads. El Dorado, you want to defer? Want the ball? What do you want to kick?
All right, so El Dorado wins the toss. They'll defer. Buhler will receive the ball. El Dorado will kick from the south to the north.
All right, Christopher, let's talk about some keys to the game.
All right, I think number 3 tonight, bounce back. You know, last week was a tough game, emotional game. Coach Warner talked about that in his 41 years of being a head coach. Last Friday was one of the toughest losses he's had. So this week it's really important to kind of get off to a good start and have some positive momentum. Number 2, I think making their quarterback, Bolin, uncomfortable tonight. This is just his second career start. He's just a sophomore, and so hopefully we can keep Daniel Bolin on the move tonight. And then number 1, I think tonight all the new guys stepping up. Asher Zachary's getting his first ever varsity start tonight. Max Harmony's going to be starting up on the O-line. This will be Dylan Skripsik's first start to begin a game at tailback, so hopefully all 3 of those young men can step in and be ready to rock and roll, and we can overcome dealing with some of the injury bug that we're fighting this evening.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Road uniforms, all white, white pants, white tops for Buhler, maroon numerals and the maroon helmets tonight. Black pants, black tops, white numerals, and red helmets for El Dorado. And just like tonight's teams, I Need a Cleaners can help you look like a winner. It's where to take your clothes. Let's quickly talk about our ones to watch. Dix Phillips 66 presents our ones to watch each game, and for me, you talked about it, Chris. Asher Zachary getting his first start tonight at the varsity level.
That'll be fun to see him. You know, he's got some butterflies going through his stomach, but something I tell my own kids, I always told my teams too, anytime you have butterflies in life, that means you're getting ready to do something exciting and important. So he's been practicing and preparing. Matt, you've had the opportunity to watch him on JV, so he's a kid that he's had the opportunity of having the controls at his fingertips.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a great evening.
Colt Larimore to kick off from the 40, and he squibs it. A short kick. It's going to be fallen on at the 40. So the football goes just 20 yards as Larimore kicked it short on the ground to the far side. And Buhler's going to have fantastic field position here to start from the 40-yard line. We talked about Asher Zachary. No numbers to share. This is his first start at quarterback. No Ben Klaus tonight, injured on the first play last week. Dylan Skripsik, all he did was rush for 94 yards on 25 carries. We'll see Gazaway and Harmony rotate at tailback. And Jacob Miller gets that start at superback. To the right, goes in motion. They're going to hand it off in a big hole up the middle. And a good first carry of the night across the 45 to the 47 for Dylan Skripsik. Receivers, Mitchell McDaniel, Quentin Pisano, no Cash Carson tonight. We'll see Jax Pratt and Brady Gotti rotate at the tight end position. And up front, the tackles, Bodie Redenbaugh, Logan Turner, Nixon Stanley, and John Aldrich, the guards, and Tanner Brown in the middle. It'll be second down with the ball at the 47-yard line. That was a gain of 7, and a big right side run. That'll be enough for a First National Bank first down into El Dorado territory and up to about the 42-yard line. Chris, 2 big running plays to open the game.
Yeah, Buhler's setting the tone up front, doing a great job of just blowing back that front 4 that El Dorado has, and the linebacking core and the secondary really having to step up and run support for El Dorado on the first 2 downs of the night.
From the Wildcat 42, left to right side hash mark, out of the I formation, and Asher play action. Throws it to his fullback. Gazaway's got it. He's got a first down. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Inside the 10-yard line. A good catch and run to the far side of the field by Nick Gazaway. Sets up a first and goal and a First National Bank first down.
Nick Gazaway has such soft hands and doing such a great job. He got out in space. There was nobody within 10 yards of Gazaway, so he was able to catch the football, turn upfield, a nice downfield block thrown by Jax Pratt to help spring him for an even bigger gain.
It goes for 33 yards. On that pass, Zachary to Gazaway. Here is Skripczyk as they go with two wings to the right this time, and a straight-ahead run for the sophomore tailback as he dives inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from there.
Yeah, Skripczyk did a great job of just keeping his pad level low, keeping his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage, and just kind of burrowed his way forward behind some of the blockers for Buhler. And Buhler's got a 2nd and goal now inside the 5.
For Gazaway, that was his 4th catch of the season. And now over 70 yards receiving in 6 games. 2nd and goal. They go to the gun. Tailback Skripczyk to the left of his quarterback. They'll hand it off to Dillon, and he's hit right near the goal line and then driven back. The ball's going to be placed between the 1 and the goal line. It's going to be 3rd down.
So a big chance for Buhler to convert on 3rd down. 3rd down has been kind of hard for Buhler this year. Only 33% conversion rate. Now let's see if the Crusaders can punch one in for the first score of the night.
Looking for touchdown number 26 on the season. And looking to get on the board first. They go with 3 backs stacked behind Zachary. And walking into the end zone is Dylan Skripczyk, the sophomore tailback, with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. Touchdown, Crusaders.
A very good drive for Buhler that time. No penalties, no negative yardage plays. They mixed in the throwing game, and a great way to get things going the right way for Buhler here right out the gate this evening in El Dorado.
A 1-yard Dylan Skripczyk run, 9:44 to go in the first. And now Jared Miller will come on from the 10 out of the hold of Carter Jones for the PAT. And that kick is got the distance, and it splits the uprights. 7-0 Buhler, 9:44 to play in the first quarter. Crusaders lead early over El Dorado from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
This is Annette with Annette KF Insurance. Inflation is hitting us hard, so it's a good time to review the cost and coverage of your auto and homeowners insurance. As an independent agent, I represent Goodville Mutual and several other fine companies. Stop by Annette Epp Insurance in Hutchinson at 2500 North Main, Suite E, or call 620-662-4900.
This is Darren Eddy with Ag 360 Insurance in Inman. For years, we've been known for our great service with our ag customers. But did you know we can handle your family or small business insurance needs as well? We would love an opportunity to sit down and visit with you about what we can do for you. As an independent agency, we can shop different coverage options for you. Stop by our office on Old K61 in Inman or give Cody Moores or myself a call today at 620-585-2128 or check us out online at ag360insurance.com.
95.9 HKFM.
7-0 Buhler as we come back to first quarter action from BG Products Stadium. Just 6 plays and 60 yards to get into the end zone. A 1-yard Dylan Skripczyk touchdown run. Now Jared Miller will kick off from the 40 toward the south end zone. And angling to the far side, the kick is going to bounce at the 5 and roll into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. El Dorado will start at the 20-yard line. Crusader football tonight brought to you in part by Daylight Donuts, by Johnson Sheet Metal, Newfeld's Flooring, by Inman Funeral Home, and by Annette Epp Insurance. Elsewhere in the league tonight, Salina Central at Andover Central, Andale at Smoky Valley, Rosehill at Circle, Collegiate at Clearwater, Mulvane at McPherson, Augusta at Abilene, and Winfield at Wellington. In our Buhler Dental Care scoreboard. A lot of big games tonight.
Yep, just got a scoreboard update. Buhler Dental Care scoreboard update. Andale over Smoky Valley, 8-0 with 8:59 left to go in the first.
The Crusaders scoring on their first drive. Now El Dorado will try from their own 40.
They're going to end up having to burn a timeout with only 6 seconds left on the play clock.
They are still in the huddle, down to 2 seconds on the play clock. And it runs 2-0. Coach Adelhart asking for a timeout on the sideline. El Dorado typically works out of the shotgun offense, and their backup quarterback, Daniel Bolin, 3 of 12. They did not give him the timeout, and so the delay of game, boy, we could go an entire year without seeing a delay of game, and now 2 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's a penalty that typically doesn't happen very often, especially in these upper levels of football where they have play clocks.
Bolin, 3 of 12 in his brief career. 9 yards, a touchdown, and 2 INTs. Bronson Larimer and Bo Hall will be the primary running backs. And El Dorado, who runs 76% of the time, nothing there from the 15, driven back a yard from the 14. El Dorado, they'll shift things around in their offense a lot of wildcat snaps. Clearing the quarterback out, they don't throw the ball a ton.
Yeah, great job, Cruz Herzberger, just pouring through the line, leading the charge for Buhler. And if they keep going double tight with that big of a backfield, this Black Knight defense really is going to be able to tee off on him.
Bo Hall is sophomore, their leading rusher, 203 yards. Here's a pitch to Hall to the near side. He's going to be upended at the 15. Good play there by Quentin Pisano on this left edge to upend the runner Hall. He got back across the 15 to the 13. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
One unique thing that El Dorado's doing, they've got a big O-lineman in the backfield, Crew Sanchez. He's 5'10", 240. They're lining him up at a fullback or superback type spot, trying to give him a little bit extra heft on some of these sweeps.
3rd down and 13 here for El Dorado as they stack 3 guys in the backfield. A right side run, Hall, and he just has nowhere to go. And gets forward progress back to the 19. So they get 4 of the 5 lost yards on the penalty back, and that'll be it.
Yeah, great job by Max Harmony getting him right after he picked up a couple yards.
And it'll be 4th down, and El Dorado's going to have to punt it away. Bryden Soper is their punter. Junior Gentry will be back just to the other side of the 50 at his own 46, awaiting the kick. A high kick, Soper. Gentry comes rushing up and catches it at the Eldo 45, returning near side. Good return across the 25, across the 30, and out of bounds to the El Dorado sideline. This is going to set up fantastic field position for the Crusaders at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, when you're setting up shop 6 yards outside the red zone, that's fantastic field position. And we talked about it all the time. Junior Gentry doing just a great, or Gentry Jr. doing a great job of being very secure with fielding those punts.
I think he has one of the most important jobs on the team. That punt returning can cost you a lot if it's not done well. 1st and 10, Buhler from the El Dorado 26, right hash mark, going left to right. 7:45 to go in the first. 7-0 Crusaders out of the I-2 receiver split to the far side. They're going to hand it off to the fullback. This is Nick Gazaway gouging his way forward. And look how far the offensive line gets upfield. And Gazaway follows right behind him across the 20 to the 19. And picks up almost 8 on that first down play.
Yeah, it looked like initially Gazaway wasn't going to be able to gain many yards, but to just kind of pause for a second, waited for the hole to develop, put his head down, and was able to cross over the 20-yard line. And there's a downed El Dorado Wildcat right at the 20.
Got a pile law injury timeout. I believe that is Charlie Beggs, a linebacker, who's down at the 20. And so an injury timeout on the field. If you have been injured at work or in a minor vehicle accident, call Pile Law 241-9000, where Tom will take the time to get you the benefits you deserve. We've got an injury timeout of the field here, 7:29 to play in the first. 7-0 Crusaders here on HKFM.
The experienced team at Pile Law is located at 705 West Kansas Avenue in McPherson and is ready to assist you with every aspect of your personal injury case. Tom and his staff have over 25 years of experience and work diligently to fight for the compensation you deserve. If you've been hurt at work or in a car or motorcycle wreck, call 620-241-9000 for a free consultation today. Evening and weekend appointments are available. Visit pilelaw.legal to find more information and rest assured you're moving in the right direction.
Well, Matt Beggs able to come off the field, but really not putting any pressure at all on that left leg. Hope that he's okay.
Yeah, the way he was kind of sliding across the field, looked like he had a pretty serious leg injury.
So 2nd down and 3 for the Crusaders. They stay in the eye. 2 receivers split to the far side. Max Harmony is in at fullback. He gets the handoff inside the 10, inside the 5, dragging 2 Wildcats into the end zone on the south end of the stadium and waiting for the signal. I think they're going to mark him down. Officials' favorite play. is to mark down short of the goal line, or did they finally signal touchdown?
Yeah, they gave him the touchdown.
Okay, touchdown Crusaders, and what a run by Max.
Yeah, Max Harmony, 2 fullback dives go that entire drive. That time Harmony just doing a great job of following his blocks and keeping those legs churning to hit pay dirt.
I don't know why I never saw the signal, but it is a touchdown. Second of the night for the Crusaders, both on the ground, both here in the first quarter. And Miller on for the extra point. He's 2 for 2. 7:09 to go in the first. Buhler in 2 plays, right back in the end zone. And they lead it 14-0 here from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Erickson Custom Building has a great plan and a budget suited for your needs. Erickson Custom Building provides quality craftsmanship and superior customer service. Call 620-585-2816 or visit EricksonCustomBLDG.com.
Getting ready to mow? Hi, this is Janet Dick inviting you to stop by our locally owned Dick's Phillips 66. At Dick's, we offer the non-alcohol premium fuel your mowers and trimmers prefer, grab-and-go food options, and friendly service. Every journey begins with a stop at Dick's Phillips 66, 4th and Stevens in Hutch.
Hi, this is James with IdeaTech. We love bringing internet freedom to the residents and businesses of Buhler. IdeaTech is a proud supporter and the preferred internet provider of the Buhler Crusaders. As the Crusaders know, speed wins. We back up our lightning-fast internet with a customer-first philosophy. That means you will talk to a live person from our office in Buhler when you call in. If you're not already a customer, go to IdeaTech.com and click on Check Availability. Or you can call us at 620-543-5000 to inquire more about our services.
95.9 HKFM.
2 plays, 26 yards, a 19-yard Max Harmony run. And now Jared Miller kicks off from the 40. This one is going to be taken at the 6-yard line, returned far side of the field. That is Bo Hall, the tailback, who gets it just shy of the 20 to near the 19. Harmony coming into the game, 13 carries, 169 yards. That is his second touchdown of the season, and boy, he is a fantastic complement to Nick Gazaway at that fullback position.
Yeah, it's good to have 2 fullbacks that anytime they touch the football can score, and both guys that can catch the ball on a route out of the backfield. So both multi-talented and both very solid blockers on top of being good runners.
Especially when both are starting on the defensive side of the ball, the ability to get each of those guys a blow is nice.
El Dorado had a 3-and-out on their first series. This, the right hash mark, right to left, their own 19-yard line. 7 minutes on the first quarter clock, 14-0 Crusaders. They go with a single back behind the quarterback. He'll go in motion, empty backfield. Hit as he throws, and it's picked off. Nick Gazaway over the middle. Intercepted by the linebacker Gazaway at the 25. Nick Gazaway goes up and grabs his first INT of the season. And Buhler, just like that, the Black Knights put their team right back on offense.
6th interception on the season for the Crusaders. That now moves them to +4 on the season. 9th takeaway so far here in 2024 for the Black Knight defense.
And Buhler will start with the ball just shy of the red zone at the El Dorado 22 with 6:54 to play in the first quarter. And they'll go to the ground game. This is Harmony lined up at tailback now. Gazaway and Harmony both on the field. And Max with a far side run. And driven out of bounds over on the Buhler sideline at the 16-yard line. So Coach Warner's shown a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of variation, able to mix and match some things on offense.
Great job by Gazaway. Had the lead block from the fullback spot, just absolutely crushed the outside linebacker or corner that was trying to track down Harmony.
2nd down and 5 from the 16. This time Max running to the right side and tripped up just across the 15-yard line. Be down at the 13. It's going to set up a 3rd and short. Harmony is a junior, 5'9", 160. Dylan Skripsik lined up at tailback on the first 2 series of the game. He had a touchdown on their first drive. Buhler 2 for 2 on offense so far tonight. And about a yard shy of the first down here from the right side hash mark. They'll go with Zachary out of the gun, trips left, single receiver, Jones to the right. And Asher looking to throw. He has a man open. That is Jacob Miller at the 5-yard line. Breaks out of 2 tackles. back to the end zone. 3 for 3 on drives tonight. Touchdown, Crusaders.
Great thrown ball that time by Asher Zachary. He is 2 for 2 in throwing the football, one of those going for the touchdown. Great job by Miller. The ball hung up in the air just a little bit. It maybe almost was kind of that wide receiver screen look, Matt. You had a better look at it than I did, but great touch there by the sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, I think that's just Asher being really careful with the ball, wanting to make sure that he gets it to his intended receiver.
That is just the 4th catch of the year for Jacob Miller and his first touchdown. And now his brother Jared on for the PAT. Buhler up 3 scores with 6:05 still to play in the first quarter. It is Buhler 21, and check that. It was no good. Missed. Thank you, Christopher, by Jared Miller. Jared Miller had made his first 2 misses that one. So 20-0 is the score. 6:05 to play here in the first on HKFM.
One of the most important elements of success is knowing when to expand and when to focus on strengthening what you have. At People's Bank and Trust, we've done just that over the years, ensuring that we always have a solid base to provide for our customers and our community. At People's Bank and Trust, we never promise more than we can deliver. And what we deliver is safe, sound, reliable banking that puts you first. Let us put our experience to work for you and your family. People's Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
The Bradbury Company, headquartered in Mound Ridge, is a family-owned custom equipment builder, now hiring qualified candidates for manufacturing roles. Apply online at bradburygroup.com/careers. The Bradbury Company. We build machines. We sell solutions.
If you're looking for a late starting college class, Hutchinson Community College may have what you need. It's not too late to get enrolled. We have classes starting throughout the semester. Call 620-665-3535 or email myfuture@hutchcc.edu today.
95.9 HKFM.
Kickup's going to be taken inside the 5 of the 4 by Hall. There's a flag out at the end of the run. The back judge throws the flag, the white hat, as Hall returned it to the 19. We'll see what the penalty call is. Just one flag had been thrown previous that against El Dorado, a delay of game.
I think it's going to be against El Dorado, a block in the back maybe.
They're going to march off the penalty yardage. That means El Dorado is going to be tucked up against their own 5-yard line. They'll snap the ball inside the 5. And Buhler has 2 safeties on the season. 1 last week. Dangerous territory here for the Wildcats.
And let's see, I don't know if they're going to throw much after their only throwing attempt so far has been an interception. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Adelhart elects to do here.
6:02 to play in the first. El Dorado is going to start from their own 8-yard line. Crusader football tonight brought to you in part by Buhler Booster Club, by Wifco Steel Products, by Prairie Bank of Kansas, Ag 360 Insurance, and by Ideatech. 2 penalties on El Dorado. 1 a delay of game, and now the block in the back. Quarterback out of the gun, empty backfield set, high snap. He's able to just get it away as he is leveled. The pass is caught near a first down. Quarterback just got that away. And, boy, great job by Boland to stand in there as he got hit by Jax Pratt. But the ball caught. It is enough for a first down up at the 19-yard line.
Lane Eck was the receiver for El Dorado, and he got dusted up pretty good as soon as he made the catch as well. But great job by Boland standing tall in the pocket. It's like you said, he got absolutely obliterated at the end of that play.
It's a big shot by Jackson Pratt. Football out to the 19. Left side hash mark. El Dorado going right to left. 5:39 to play in the first. 20-0 Crusaders. They have scored on all 3 drives on offense so far tonight. Boland's going to be out of the shotgun again. They go with 2 wingbacks and a single back that is Hall to the right of the quarterback. They snap it with 5 on the play clock. Snap is high again. Quarterback keeper and nowhere to go in the backfield.
Great job that time.
It might have been a Wildcat snap, too, I believe.
Yeah,
it was Bo Hall who got the direct snap.
Hirschberger as well as Jax Pratt, the 2 defensive ends, just surrounding the ball carrier there. Great job for Buhler getting a big stick there on first down.
Watching El Dorado on film, they've used that Wildcat snap quite a bit this year. As we mentioned, they run 76% of the time, but that losing 3 yards and sets up a 3rd down and long. 2 receivers left, 2 wings stay in. Bolin to throw. It is high, tipped in the air, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quentin Pisano, and he's going to return it inside the 5-yard line. Matt, did you see who made the tip?
I think it was Jacob Miller, but there is a flag on the play.
A flag down for the moment. A second INT thrown by Bolin. He's been under pressure all night. We'll see what the call is.
It's going to be a false start.
Yeah, they were actually lined off. They were lined up incorrectly.
So they'll wave off the penalty. A second interception, this one by Pisano. And Buhler's going to have the ball 1st and goal with 4:31 to play here in the first. They're going to set up at the El Dorado 4-yard line.
That's Buhler's 10th takeaway of the season, 7th interception for the Black Knight secondary.
So 1st and goal, Crusaders. That's the first pick by Pisano this year. And they give it. And it's going to be McDaniel. Mitchell McDaniel came across the formation, got the pitch right to left, took it to the house untouched to the far corner of the end zone. Back in the end zone. Touchdown, Crusaders.
Crusader offense making short work of El Dorado that time. A little misdirection as Mitchell McDaniel walks into the end zone. One of the things we were talking about on the way down here, it'll be fun to see how Coach Warner decides to try to get the ball in Mitchell's hands. And a great creative play call that time gets Mitchell across the goal line.
I actually don't recall seeing that play to this point in the year, Chris. Do you?
I don't either.
Yeah, little misdirection, as Chris said, with McDaniel in motion coming across the formation right to left, got the pitch, took it to the far corner of the end zone, and this time Jared Miller will kick it through. 4:27 now to play, still in the first, and it is all Crusaders on this Week 6 Friday night, 27-0 from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
I'm Jared. Since 1948, we at Krupp Lumber in Heston have been helping customers choose the perfect lumber, find the right tools, and improve homes every step of the way. We offer a wide selection of top quality windows and doors like Marvin and Anderson and R.D. Henry & Company cabinets to make your home stand the test of time. Not only do we offer paints and lawn and garden supplies, but we can build floor and roof trusses in-house and can help you design your own. Ask about our in-state delivery. Krupp Lumber. Service is our specialty.
What do you look for in an insurance company? Hello, this is Brad Patton from Wade Patton Insurance. If you're looking for sound advice, dependable service, and the careful evaluation of your family's insurance needs, you should give us a call. At Wade Patton Insurance, we specialize in personal service. Your agent that evaluates and sells you your policy is the same agent that will be there answering questions and providing sage advice when you need it. So if you're looking for personal service from an accessible agent, check us out online or give us a call at 620-662-5469.
95.9 HKFM.
Back here at BG Product Stadium as Buhler kicks off leading 27-0. 4 touchdown drives here in the first quarter. Now a fumbled return. Hall able to pick it back up at his own 15. He'll get it across the 20-yard line and forward progress up near the 25. This will actually be the best field position El Dorado has had here in the first quarter. Things have not gone well for the Wildcats on either side of the ball. They've given up 4 touchdowns in the first quarter, and their young quarterback, sophomore Daniel Bolin, has been picked twice, once by Gazaway and once by Pisano.
It'll be interesting to see what Coach Adelhart decides to do, if they continue to try to throw or they try to get something going on the ground here. But Buhler doing a great job defensively, just controlling this football game.
Wildcats right to left from their own 25, far side hash mark, 4:23 to play in the first. It's 27-0. Gone with those double wing look now on several plays here on their last couple of drives. They're going to flip it to Hall, the tailback, out of the backfield, and he is going to be met immediately by Will Haanen and dropped by Haanen, Gazaway, and others at the 20, and a loss of 5 on the play.
Yeah, Max Harmony in also on that stop, but great pursuit angles that time for Buhler. El Dorado, every time they've tried to go to the edge, the Black Knight defense has just done such a good job of pursuing to the angles.
Will Haanen, that outside linebacker, leads the team in tackles, 55 in the year. I would give some advice to an opposing offensive player. best just to save yourself and get down on the ground.
Don't take that one on the chest, huh?
No. From the 20 now, 2nd and 15. Hall to the right of his quarterback out of the gun. He'll get the snap, tripped up before he even gets going in the backfield, and this time it's Cruz Hirschberger who does the tripping. No gain as they'll stay at the 20 on 3rd down.
Yeah, great pursuit that time. Cruz Hirschberger just coming from the backside, and they had a double wing set, so there should have been 2 guys to block Hirschberger, but Cruz so fast, he's able to lasso him down after no gain.
Defensively, that 4-3, Jax Pratt, Chase Gentry, Cruz Hirschberger, and Max Harmony starting in place of Cash Carson tonight up front. Here's a 3rd and 15, nearly fumbled as they hand it off to Hall, running to the left side this time. And he picks up about 4 yards, and it's going to be 4th down. Jacob Miller, Nagazue, Will Hanen in the middle of the linebackers. Safeties, Brady Gotti, Jeremy Gentry, Jared Miller, and Mitchell McDaniel. The corners, we'll see Quentin Pisano and others rotate in that secondary tonight. He had the pick as well.
Yeah, Hanen in on the stop that time for the Black Knights.
Just a gain of 4 to the 24. It's going to be 4th down again. And they'll send their punter, Bryden Soper, on to kick this one away. Bryden Soper, a senior, 5'8", 180. Jeremy Gentry just to the far side of the 50 to return here. This one's going to back him up to the 45. He'll take it across the 50, near side in front of the El Dorado sideline, and be down at the 48-yard line. Buhler on 4 drives. Now they're 5th in this first half. And this is only the 2nd time they've started in their own, or correction, 4 of the 5 times they've started in El Dorado territory.
Yeah, the only time Buhler has not started the drive in El Dorado territory was on that initial kickoff. El Dorado had to open the contest.
2:12 to play in the first. Buhler will be from the El Dorado 48-yard line here. They go with Zachary out of the gun. They're going to split Harmony out wide to the right, 2 receivers to the left. And Dylan Skripczyk in at tailback. They fake it to Skrip. They throw near side in coverage, tipped incomplete. Boy, if Dylan Skripczyk had, if Asher Zachary had seen it, he tried to throw in coverage to the receiver upfield, but over right in front of you, Matt, he had Quentin Pisano wide open. Tried to force feed it in there to McDaniel, incomplete.
Yeah, McDaniel went up with one hand. I think if he was able to get squared up with 2, even still, he might have had a shot to catch that. Asher threw it up high, trying to leave it at a spot where Mitchell had to go get it.
They'll go back to the I formation. 2 receivers left this time. The offset I, here's Skripczyk. Big hole up the middle. Boy, he took a wallop at the end of that run, but gets it up to the 41-yard line. And that's a gain of 7 on 2nd down. It's going to be 3rd and 3.
So now for Buhler's sake, you don't want to have an empty possession here in this first half with how well things have been working offensively. Big 3rd down conversion here for Buhler.
1:41 to go on the first quarter clock, leading 27-0. Plenty of time as they come to the line of scrimmage at the 41. They need the 38 for a first down. Out of the I formation, fullback handoff. Look at Harmony shed a tackler and then speeds his way to the outside, has the First National Bank first down, and a whole lot more along the El Dorado sideline, and out of bounds inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. What another great run by Max Harmony.
I think it was maybe the trap play, but Harmony just doing such a good job of once he got to space, taking good angles and just keeping the legs churning. And a great pickup there as Buhler's inside the red zone yet again.
Jacob Miller with a great seal block. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Max was able to run right off Jacob's backside as he busted that outside.
22 yards on that carry for Harmony down to the 19-yard line. Buhler back in the red zone, 1st and 10. They go with a super back to the far side and Mitchell McDaniel. Here is Skripczyk running left at the 15. Good block by McDaniel, and into the end zone goes Skripczyk untouched. Another Crusader touchdown. They are 5 for 5 here in this first quarter tonight, and up big with 53 seconds to go in the first 12-minute period.
Well, anytime your back can go to the end zone untouched, that is just a fantastic job of people blocking, your line taking care of business, your backs and receivers blocking downfield, and you talked about it, a great lead block thrown out there on the edge to help get him to pay dirt.
Buhler is perfect on drives on offense so far in this first half. The only blemish is a missed PAT. They'll set up at the 10 again. Jones to hold. Jared Miller, and they'll poke that one through. 53 seconds to go in the first. It is a very one-sided game to this point. 34-0. Buhler leads El Dorado. Crusader football tonight from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
1 in 8 children live in households with at least one parent who has a substance use disorder. 1 in 10 children live in a household with at least one parent who has an alcohol use disorder. Rise Up Reno Prevention Network has programs in place to help kids build resilience. You can help too. Become a mentor in our Reno County schools, join our Rise Up Reno Coalition, or become a volunteer. Our kids are the most valuable asset we have. You can make a difference. Visit riseupreno.org to find out more. Rise Up Reno.
Hutch Rec is your community recreation provider. We're passionate in bringing healthy living opportunities through our youth and adult sports, wellness and fitness classes, and several of our community events and races. We're also your community spirit provider, offering endless recreational opportunities at Dillon Nature Center, Senior Center at Elmdale Park, the Sports Arena, plus Hutch Rec downtown. See all of the community spirit and healthy living opportunities Hutch Rec provides your community at hutchrec.com and on our Hutch Rec Facebook page.
95.9 HKFM.
Crusader football tonight brought to you in part by Dick's Phillips 66. Proud sponsor of our Ones to Watch by People's Bank and Trust. Crop Lumber by Rise Up Reno Prevention Network and by Happy Egg. They sponsor our Happy Egg excellent play of the game. And Jared Miller to kick off low line drive kick this time from the 40. It bounces at the 21, then it rolls out of bounds at about the El Dorado 12-yard line.
So Buhler will get a penalty there, but if the only penalties you're getting are for kicking out of bounds, it's a pretty good night. And I did want to give you a Buhler Dental Care score update. At the end of one, it is Mulvane 7, McPherson nothing.
It's a key matchup. It actually favors Buhler overall as we push toward the end of the year. If McPherson were to win that one, that would help Buhler as far as where they might stack up in the postseason. We'll have to see. McPherson's been down several times and come back this year.
Another 4A West score, Capon in the Holy War running away from Bishop Carroll right now. It's 28-0 in the first quarter. That's another one of the schools that Buhler's chasing.
From their own 35, 1st and 10, 53 ticks left in the first quarter clock. They're going to pitch it right to Bo Hall. He's had the daunting task of trying to get positive rushing yards tonight. And he'll get 2 to the 40. Check that to the 37. Gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Have to run one final play here in the first quarter. Touchdown runs in this game so far. Dylan Skripsik has 2. Max Harmony with 1. Mitchell McDaniel with 1. And a pass to Jacob Miller. Here's a big throw, and there's another interception. That is the 3rd INT of the night as El Dorado was going long on a 2nd down and 8 up this near El Dorado sideline, and it's Jared Miller who picks it off. The INT by the cornerback. That is the 2nd INT of the season for Jared Miller, and El Dorado turns it over for a 3rd time, Christopher, in this game.
Yeah, 8th interception on the season for Buhler, 3rd this evening. Buhler now with 11 takeaways this season. So Buhler doing a great job winning the turnover battle here in this first quarter.
4 seconds to go in the first. Buhler will be from their own 35 after the INT, out of the I formation. 2 receivers right side. And they go back to the ground game. Big hole up the middle. Dylan Skripsik was one guy away from turning that into a monster run. An El Dorado linebacker reached out and grabbed him at the last second. Actually, that's the safety, Tanner Riddle, who made the stop at the 42, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Very one-sided in the first 12 minutes tonight. Your score after one, Buhler 34, El Dorado nothing. From the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Are you done with punching the clock or constant work travel? Do you have 15 or more acres? Find freedom by joining America's #1 free-range egg brand, Happy Egg. Happy Egg is looking for growers to raise happy hens. Happy Egg offers startup and new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Work from home. Work for yourself. Feed America. Visit happyeggfarms.com today for more information. Happy Egg is a proud supporter of Reno County Athletics.
You already know H&R Block does taxes, but you may not know you can get expert help in person or virtually, or that our tax pros average 10 years of experience, and your biggest possible refund is always guaranteed. H&R Block in Hutchinson, Ellsworth, and Lyons.
Midwest Iron and Metal is now Scrap Management of Hutchinson. New name, same great service. Turn your unwanted household or worksite scrap into cash. No hidden fees, transparent transactions. Scrap Management of Hutchinson on Avenue G in Maine.
95.9 HKFM.
Second down as we start quarter number 2, and here's a pass for a first down. Far side, Asher Zachary to Quentin Pisano along the far boundary into El Dorado territory. It's a First National Bank first down up to the 49-yard line.
Great touch on the out route that time from Zachary to Pisano, and I believe Zachary is now still perfect throwing the football tonight, 3 for 3.
Going to go for 16 yards and a first down. Out of the I formation. Single receivers either side. Zachary under center. He's going to hand it off to his fullback. This is Gazaway. Such a strong runner. So difficult to bring down. He breaks off a big gain of about 9 yards across the 40 and up to the 37. And it is just enough. He got right to the stick, so give him 10 and a First National Bank first down.
When fullback dives are going for 10 yards, things are clicking offensively.
Guys, Nick got hit pretty hard that time. He popped right back up, but that was a pretty good pop he took.
Gazaway headed to the sideline. Max Harmony back in at fullback. They stay in the eye. McDaniel, the single receiver to the near side. Pisano to the far side. Inside run, another big hole. Boy, Skripczyk, good little juke move. Fakes out one guy and finds some additional running room all the way up to the 20-yard line. That'll go for 17. Move the sticks again. Great little move to kind of sidestep defender. He kind of juked right and then went left around him, and gain of 17 down to the 20.
Skripczyk did a fantastic job of just following his lead blocks, and great vision by the sophomore.
5 touchdown drives in the first quarter tonight by Buhler. 4 turnovers forced by the defense. First drive of the second quarter for the Crusaders. Here's running to the right side between the tackles, and he'll get across the 20 and up to the 13-yard line. Make that the 17.
A small game feels a little bit different.
Second down and 7 out of the I formation. Harmony now lined back and straight. And inside the 10. This is going to move the sticks again. It's going to be first and goal at the 9. Another First National Bank first down.
Just got another Buhler Dental Care update. Mulvane has opened up a big lead over McPherson's. It's now 21-0.
Wow. That is incredible.
That Mulvane team, we saw them early in the year. We thought they'd get.
I mean, we definitely thought that they were definitely going to be a playoff team. And, just how good Buhler's defense that night was pretty
Single
special.
back set here in the jet to left. They're going to hand it off into the end zone. It's Mitchell McDaniel, but a flag down on the field.
Late flag out on the edge. It's going to be a hold. It's going to negate a nice run.
That's going to push the ball back the 13-yard line.
And I believe, that's just our second penalty of the evening?
Yeah, the other was for the kick that went out of bounds.
Another Buhler Dental Care scoreboard update. Wellington over Winfield 20-0 in the second. Great ball thrown that time by Asher Zachary. He's done such a good job of just leading the receivers, putting it right in their hands, fully in stride. And Gazaway, once he made the catch over there in the far flat, just accelerated, found his way to pay dirt.
9:14 to go in the second. Second touchdown pass to Asher Zachary. First touchdown running or passing tonight for Nick Gazaway. He becomes the 6th Crusader, make it to 5th Crusader to in the second now.
October 25th through the usual laughter of children and rustle of leaves at your hometown Hutchinson Zoo is replaced by ghostly whispers and the haunting echoes of forgotten creatures as you enter
the Hutchinson Zoo.
Hi, this is Cliff Ray.
The Hutchinson Zoo.
Hi, this is Cliff Ray with Ray & Sons Roofing Company, and today I brought our grandson. Brogan, did you know Ray & people trust us, and that's a very good thing. For a free inspection or estimate, go to very good thing. For a free inspection or estimate, go to rayandsons.com.
95.9 HKFM.
41-0 with 9:14 to go. In the 5 different Crusaders have scored the 6 touchdowns here in the first half. Jared Miller's kick back to the 11-yard line. Bo Hall 19. Jared Miller's leg is 21 in 2012. Largest margin of victory in the series came in 2002. The most points scored in the series, they're at 41 here in the first half. El Dorado's going to this drive from the and a timeout. Carter's Coffee and Paint and Body. We're live from the Allen Samuels.
Being in the comfort, we are your friends and
9 HKFM.
41-0 Buhler. 9:08 to play in the first half now. Not quite as big as scores, but Wellington up right now over Winfield and Mulvane over McPherson.
Yep, tracking some of those other schools in the West.
Here's Bolin out of the gun. Quick pass as he got hit. Flag out in the backfield. The screen pass goes forward to the 25 for a gain of 5. And
with where that flag was thrown, it's either going to be a hold or roughing the passer on Buhler.
The Whitehead threw it in the backfield after the handoff.
Yep, roughing the passer on Buhler on the screen pass.
That'll be Buehler's.
Yep, roughing the passer on Buhler on the screen pass.
About this, I don't know, maybe it's not actual, maybe it's just perception. Feels like penalty markers overall across the board in football are up this year. It's going to move Eldo to the 40. It's going to be 1st and 10 there, going left to right. And Daniel Bolin out of the gun. Hall, the tailback, on his left hip. They put a receiver in motion. Bolin on the quarterback draw. Scrambling, and made something out of nothing. He started left, and the door was shut immediately. He was able to scramble right and get all the way up to the 46. That's a heads-up run there by Bolin, who gets 6 yards on that first down carry.
Yeah, he made something out of nothing. Gotti and Hainan eventually corralled him after that 6-yard pickup. But, yeah, there was nothing. He was dead to rights. Jax Pratt was right there, but he was able to cut inside of his upfield pressure.
I believe that's Bryden Soper, is it not?
That is the backup quarterback, Soper, who took that snap, and he's in there again. Thank you, Matt. Soper running right again, got hit at the end of the one. On this drive has been replaced by Soper.
It's going to be a hold called on El Dorado's Lane Eck as he just tapped Cruz Hirschberger.
That run by Soper driven out of bounds at the 46-yard line. So Daniel Bolin started the game, the sophomore at quarterback, and replaced on this drive by Bryden Soper, a 180-pound senior. And El Dorado just got called for their third penalty of the night, a hold call. That's going to move the ball back to the 36-yard line, a loss of 10.
Different kind of athlete, short, stocky, shifty, whereas before it was long and lanky, so a little bit of an adjustment now for the Buhler defense.
Second down, and for a sack, that is back behind the 30-yard line near the 27. He had 2 Crusaders there right around him. I believe Gazaway was one of them.
Yeah, Gazaway finished him off. And the disappointed Crusader that time was Chase Gentry, as he had him wrapped up but then let him go. And Gentry kind of mad at himself. They let him out of jail there, but El Dorado now with third and
Smile as here's the snap. Quarterback out of the gun. We'll finish that in a moment. Throw down the field and almost picked off. There's a flag down. Incomplete, but there is a flag down.
I think that's going to be offensive pass interference because the offensive player grabbed Jared.
Lane Eck at the 50. Jared went up to try and pick it off and ended up batting it down incomplete. But Chase Gentry, he said, I'd have to keep hogging them all.
And it will be on to El Dorado. You're exactly right there, Matt.
Yeah, Jared went up to make a play on the ball. And
4th and 22. And Soper in there at quarterback now is also the punter, and it's a short kick that angles to the Buhler side of 45. So 41-0, 6:34 to go here in the quarter. Buhler will have their second possession on offense in the second quarter. They scored 5 touchdowns in the first quarter. They've already scored once here in the second period tonight, and they're going to have it at the El Dorado 45-yard line.
Well, the key things for Buhler is just not letting up. We've had positive possessions every time. Let's see if we can keep it going.
They'll work out of the shotgun. Zachary hands it off. This is Dylan Skripczyk wrapped up from behind after a short gain. That might be one of the smaller gains of the night to Dylan Skripczyk.
Yeah, big Abel Urbina for El Dorado, 5'11", 265-pound senior, making the stop after a 2-yard pickup for Skripczyk.
Gets it to the 43. Buhler going right to left. Crusader football brought to you in part by Bank of the Plains, by Stamatic of Central Kansas, I Need a Cleaners, the Redinger Agency, and Holly's Sweet Treats. Back to the high formation. 10 of the play clock as they come to the line. They'll hand it off to the fullback, Harmony. Inside run now. Bust to the outside at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Look at Harmony go. Touchdown, Crusaders.
Nice 43 or 44-yard run there by Harmony. It was just a little fullback trap inside. El Dorado had so many guys bunched up on the line of scrimmage. Once he got past that first level, not much of a defense there. And Harmony just doing a great job of outrunning all those El Dorado linebackers and secondary members all the way across the north goal line.
Second rushing touchdown for Max Harmony tonight. He had a 19-yard run in the first quarter, now a 43-yard run here. And Buhler continues its perfect streak of scoring on every offensive possession so far in the half. The extra point is a bad snap from the 10. It's going to be picked up by Carter Jones, running toward the near corner of the end zone, and he gets in. The 2-point conversion on the snap that was low. Heads-up play by the senior Jones to pick it up and run to the end zone.
Well, as a holder, they always have the fire call, where if there's a bad snap, you holler fire, and basically just means it's kind of a Chinese fire drill. And that time, Jones doing just such a great job of being heads up and not just falling on the football, trying to take it around the left end, and he's able to have enough speed and energy and effort to get across the goal line for Buhler.
49-0, first 2-point conversion of the year. 5:49 to go in the second from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dal Hunt with Buhler Dental Care. At Buhler Dental Care, we have great registered hygienists to help schedule your family for convenience. You will receive high-quality dental care and build a positive relationship with our experienced staff in a pleasant and reassuring atmosphere. We like to have some fun with you and get to know you while you spend time with us. So be sure to give us a call at 620-543-2768 or email us at drdaldds@gmail.com. Buhler Dental Care, providing healthy smiles with a gentle touch.
95.9 HKFM.
49-0, a 2-point conversion made good by the holder Carter Jones after that 43-yard run by Max Harmony. Buhler goes 45 yards in 2 plays. And they lead 49-0 with 5:49 to go here in the first half from BG Product Stadium in El Dorado. And Jared Miller will kick this one off. It lands at the 5. Bo Hall's going to pick it up as it took a bounce to the 9, returning it near side, and he's going to be driven out of bounds at about the 17.
Well, I think you said it earlier, Aaron. This is just one of those nights when even the bad plays are going your way. Carter Jones, the bad snap, he was able to scoop it up and score the 2-point conversion to make up for the missed PAT Buhler had earlier. And the Buhler offense, no letdown so far tonight. Let's see if the defense can keep the pressure up as well.
I want to say congratulations to our Buhler tennis team. All 4 entries qualifying for state today at their regional in Winfield, including Sophia Spies, the sensational freshman who beat Sophia Herger of Winfield in the final 6-0, 6-2. She's headed to state. So is Ashlyn Coker, who won her 5th place match in singles. Here's the El Dorado quarterback out of the gun on 1st and 10, and he is met by 3 Black Knights in the backfield and driven back behind the 10 and sacked at the 9-yard line.
Jackson Pratt's going to get credit for it. There's a couple Crusaders, Cruz Hirschberger as well as Gasway, that both hit him first, but he was able to spin out of both those tackles before Pratt was able to bury him for the big loss.
That'll be the 4th sack of the season by Pratt back to the 9. It's going to be 2nd and long from there. In doubles, Addie Kaywood and Emily Allen finish 4th to qualify for state. And Caitlin Harding and Kylie Bradshaw were in the 5th place match. Don't have the results of that yet, but they also punched their ticket to next week's state tournament in Topeka. It'll be held a week from tomorrow. Timeout El Dorado. Coming up at halftime, we'll talk to head golf coach Brennan Torgerson. So tennis punches through their regional today. Golf will get their chance coming up next week at the McPherson Regional, coming off their best collectively as a team, their best tournament of the year in the league, finishing 2nd.
Yeah, it took 2nd in the combined AVCTL Division III and Division IV behind Wellington, who was 3rd place at state last year. And Buhler had their first individual champion, league champion in girls golf, and Annika Paulsrud, who won league. And,
since Taryn Torgerson did it.
Yes, and 5 of the 6 players for Buhler medaled in the top 12 in Division III. So it was a very good night at the office.
I'm going to brag on our young kids. Paulsrud is just a freshman. Sophia Spies won the league title and now the regional title. Last time that was done was 2012. She's a freshman. And then we had a sophomore runner set the school record yesterday at the Sterling Invite. Corbin Starkweather, just a sophomore, first with a time of 19:09. Our young kids are getting it done. 2nd down and 19 out of the timeout. Quarterback, empty backfield set out of the gun. This is Bolin back in there at quarterback, and he throws it incomplete near side, looking for a short pass to Tucker Reed, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down.
Great pressure that time. Cruz Hirschberger has just had the green light. I mean, they are not blocking him off the near side edge. He's just teeing off on Soper. And that time the intended receiver, he could feel that there was pressure around him and dropped it in traffic.
So 3rd down and 19. Bolin out of the gun with Hall on his left hip. And here is a flag. Somebody must have moved.
That was the running back, number 12, Daniel Bolin.
We're talking about our young people, Chris, getting it done. Mentioned Paulsrud, a freshman. So too Peyton Weber. You have Macy Miller, who's just a sophomore in that mix too. Tennis, the youngster in Spies. And then Starkweather, a sophomore of the cross-country team, the 2nd place finisher, Isabella Friesen, 2nd best runner for our girls yesterday. She's just a freshman. So with that penalty, 4th of the night on El Dorado, Bolin's going to be out of his own end zone here. He completes a short pass near side at the 5 and then brought down at the 10-yard line after a gain of about 7 yards.
It was a very well-designed screenplay that time, but the Buhler linebacking core doing a great job staying at home. Jacob Miller stopping the receiver after a couple-yard pickup. But the punter, Soper, he's going to be near his own goal line. There's been a couple of high snaps tonight. Let's see if the Black Knights have the green light to try to block.
Any worse feeling than a quarterback taking a snap in his own end zone? Punter gets it away. Low line drive kick Gentry's going to have some room to return from the El Dorado 40. Gets a good block on the edge, 5:20, and then levels a Wildcat at the 15 and driven out of bounds near there. Buhler is going to be in the red zone to start this next possession.
Fantastic return that time, Gentry Jr. I think that punt after that great return, Matt? They netted 2 yards, 3 yards. Great job by Gentry getting around the edge. Fantastic return.
Yeah, they net
it's a JV offense checking in.
They net 2 yards. Buhler's going to start this at the El Dorado 12. 3:45 to go. McConaughey has now switched in at the tailback position. McConaughey is a 6', 170-pound sophomore. That is his first carry. And he gets 4. Charles Hendricks split to the near side. They'll have
clock continuing to bleed as we go under 3 minutes here.
Try as we go along to get some of the different guys. I see Logan Snyder now in there, lining up at the tight end position.
Lane Burkhardt at tight end. I can give him to you here in a second.
3rd down, inside handoff to Jones. He gets inside the 4. I'm going to mark him right down at the 4-yard line. It's going to set up a 4th down and about a first down stick. No reason why you wouldn't go for it here.
Should be Zach Schweitzer at guard, Levi Gardner at tackle, Asa Atherton at center, Colby McCool.
Buhler trying to convert 4th down here. And Zachary's going to keep it. He'll take it to the end zone himself. The quarterback in the option sees the seam to the right side. And
to avoid
he becomes the 6th different Crusader to score on the PAT attempt. Flags come out.
We're getting an illegal shift.
Well, we were lossing a guy, and we had someone try to run on the field.
PAT's no good. 1:52 to go here. The Crusaders lead it from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Hi, I'm First Bank Kansas. Are you ready to transform your home and life? Unlock the potential of your home with a home equity line of credit from your trusted partners at First Bank Kansas. Whether it's renovating your space, planning the vacation time, or simply freeing up your budget, our flexible options empower you to make it happen. Your dreams, your way. Contact us today and discover the possibilities. First Bank Kansas, your key to unlocking a world of possibilities. For FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
95.9 HKFM.
Buhler goes 12 yards from the El Dorado 12. 4 plays. A 4-yard Asher Zachary run on a 4th down run. Working out of the option. Buhler this year on 4th. 38% conversion rate. But a heads-up play by the sophomore quarterback getting his first start tonight. And I think he's played so far. 55-0, 1:52 to go in the half. Buhler scored every time they've touched the ball in this first half. On offense, here's a fumbled return by Hall. He's going to pick it up at about the 3 and just nowhere to go. Gets it back to about the 9-yard line. And El Dorado on what could be their final drive of the first half is going to start deep.
El Dorado's going to have to be careful here that they don't turn over the football this close to the goal line, or Buhler's going to have another scoring opportunity.
8 touchdowns in this half for Buhler. Along with that, they have picked El Dorado's quarterback, Daniel Bolin, 3 times. Interceptions by Quentin Pisano, also by Nick Gazaway and by Jared Miller. They're going to spot the ball right at the El Dorado 10-yard line. Wildcats either a turnover or a punt on every series they've had the ball on offense. They go with 4 receivers, single back out of the gun, a spread look and a straight ahead draw, and they lose a yard to the
clock continues to melt away here. It'll be under 90 seconds to play in the second quarter before they snap the football again.
Crusader football tonight brought to you in part by First National Bank, by Alpha Land Surveys, also by Apple Lane Animal Hospital, Plaza Astor Realty, by Phoenix Restoration, and by the Bradbury Company. 2nd and 11. Into the house. Touchdown. Crusaders. That is the 4th pick of the night First one returned for a score. Second defensive INT return for a touchdown this season.
Yep, 12th takeaway on the season for Buhler High by Jacob Miller. You're not going to have an easier pick six than that, as he picked it right around the 5-yard line, just turned and spun upfield and crosses the goal line for yet another Crusader touchdown.
So they've scored 8 on offense. Now their first score on defense tonight, as Jacob Miller becomes the 4th different Crusader for an interception in this game. He returns it for a touchdown. Jared Miller for the PAT, and he'll knock that through. Still a minute 11 to go here in the first half. And Buhler increases their lead. They match the largest score against the Wildcats all time in the history of this series, 62 points in the first half. 62-0 from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Are you considering putting up a fence, building a garage, adding onto your home, or purchasing ground? For all your surveying needs, contact Alpha Land Surveys in Hutchinson at 620-728-0012 or go to alphalandsurveys.com.
This is Derek Fees with APAC Kansas Shares Division. You know we do big projects, but we also want you to know we can help you with parking lots, driveways, and other projects at your home or business. Asphalt or concrete, we're here to help. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
95.9 HKFM.
El Dorado in this first half, 8 offensive possessions, 4 punts, and 4 turnovers. First turnover the Buhler is converted into points tonight. A 5-yard return by Jacob Miller. The extra point, 62-0. The Miller brothers have been busy tonight. That is the second touchdown of the night, by the way, by Jacob Miller. He scored 1 on both sides of the ball. He had a 13-yard reception from Asher Zachary in the first quarter for a touchdown. Jared Miller to kick off from the 40. 1:11 to go in the first half. This ball's going to bounce at the 6 and then go out of bounds inside the 5. Hall will let it go, and that'll be a flag thrown on Buhler.
I think you already mentioned it, Aaron, but the most points Buhler's ever scored against El Dorado, Buhler's now tied that. It was 62 points back in 2012. So I have a feeling that scoring record against El Dorado is going to get broken tonight. Something crazy would have to happen for us not to score more points.
Well, they have already broken the largest margin of victory in the series was 60, and they've surpassed that here. Now, of course, there's still a half of football to go. El Dorado's going to have this after the penalty on the kickoff that went out of bounds at their own 35, and a minute 10 on the clock. Still a lot of starters in there on defense. As El Dorado works out of the shotgun, single back set on first down, near side run with the quarterback, and boy, just nothing there.
Great job by Pisano and Miller, dropping him on the sweep, and unfortunately Soper is hurt.
Bryden Soper is back in at quarterback. He got hit after a loss at the end of that play and is down right on the El Dorado sideline at the 32-yard line. Marked the football at the 33, so a loss of 2. Our injury timeouts this year brought to you by Pile Law. If you have been injured at work or in a motor vehicle accident, call Pile Law, 241-9000. Tom works to get you the benefits you deserve. Full night of football on our Ad Astra Sports Network. We'll update you on scores coming up in our Buhler Dental Care scoreboard at halftime. And we've got a lot of big games out there. A couple of McPherson County teams involved in those. Mound Ridge is undefeated at one-loss Marion. That's a huge game in the Heart of America League in district play tonight. And Mulvane was up a couple of scores early on McPherson. That is being played in McPherson.
Yep, got a Buhler Dental Care scoreboard updated. Has gone to the half. It is 21-7, Mulvane with the lead.
Quarterback for El Dorado appears to still be down, and boy, our well wishes to him. Took a big hit at the end of that play. Live streaming of all of tonight's action on the Ad Astra Sports Network, online at adastraradio.com or on the free Ad Astra Radio app, brought to you by Next Tech Wireless, the latest phones and devices at the best prices. You can also watch live video of tonight's Crusader coverage online at astradio.com/TV. They're attending to quarterback Bryden Soper on the sideline. We'll step aside and take a timeout as well. Back after this on HKFM.
The Kansas legal team at Pyle Law handles cases in McPherson County and throughout the state of Kansas. Now is the time to call for your free consultation. This is Liz Pyle, and my husband Tom has over 25 years of experience in all matters relating to workers' compensation, car wrecks, and personal injury law. Tom takes the time to evaluate your options, inform you of your rights, and walks you through the complicated process of seeking compensation for your personal injuries or loss. Contact me at 620-241-9000 and I'll schedule your appointment with Tom today.
He does
57 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And, boy, fellas, all three of us have kids who play sports.
This is tough.
And it's just tough to see a kid down like that.
Well, and something that tells me it's probably a pretty serious injury is with how close it is to the sideline. You know, if it was something fairly minor, they would have just moved him a few feet into the player's box. But the fact that, I mean, he is right on the sideline, and they have not moved him an inch.
You kind of wonder, is there a point at which, with only 57 seconds left in the half, that you send both teams into the locker room and you come back and finish the 57 seconds after the break?
Yeah, or just with how this game's going. But, yeah, and just talking about the play he got hurt on, Pisano was kind of low, just making the tackle, and then over the top it was Jacob Miller. So a very clean play, but Soper was just sandwiched between two talented players for Buhler. But, yeah, he is not moving, and we can't tell from this high up in the box what type of injury it is. But, yeah, that's a tough break for them.
Absolutely. And, man, injury bug. Buhler bit with it this week. Brendan Skripsic, Cash Carson, both out of the lineup. Of course, Ben Klaus. Haven't gotten official word on his injury. Of course, he had that dislocated shoulder at the first play of last week's game. And actually had to be, they took him to Hutch Regional to have it pop back in. Coach Doc Lackey could not put it back in out on the field. Ended up having to put Ben under to get it popped back in. Was sent to have some testing and MRIs this week to determine the severity. Possibility he could be back at some time, but we are not for sure.
Guys, they are bringing a stretcher out onto the field right now from that north end zone.
We're going to step aside and take another time out here. Boy, well wishes please to Bryden Soper, senior, 5'8", 180. Rotating time at quarterback with Daniel Bolin in this game. And with 57 seconds to go in the first half, he is down on the El Dorado sideline, right up against the boundary at the 32. And tough for all of us. Wish him the very best. We'll step aside, another timeout. Back after this on HKFM.
1947. It was the year the McKenzie Paint and Body Shop opened for business. That's over 70 years they've been serving the mid-Kansas area with quality workmanship, excellent refinishing, paint, and restoration. McKenzie Paint and Body Shop specializes in foreign and domestic vehicles. Insurance claims are welcome and 24-hour towing and recovery service is available. At McKenzie Paint and Body Shop, they take the dents out of accidents. Just over the bridge at 45 Kansas Avenue in South Hutchinson.
The Medicine Shop loves to serve our community. One way we accomplish this is with our Home Sweet Hutch section. We feature homegrown and homemade products from Reno County. We have a new craft section that includes handmade jewelry and string art. Home Sweet Hutch also has canned vegetables and salsa, peanut brittle, peanut clusters, and granola. We also have coffee beans and jelly. Celebrate these local entrepreneurs who receive 100% of their sales. Keep it local with Home Sweet Hutch at the Hutchinson Medicine Shop.
95.9 HKFM.
Still attending to Bryden Soper on the sideline. Chris, why don't we take an opportunity here maybe to just run through some scores in our our Buhler Dental Care scoreboard if you have some updates.
Oh, yeah,
us.
definitely. We'll take some look at some of the scores elsewhere on the Ad Astra Sports Network. Up the dial on Kansas Rocks, 100.3 KNZS there at Father Pritchard Field in Hutch. Trinity Catholic leading Ellenwood at the half, 20-7. Halftime score in a big rivalry game on K14. Lions and Nickerson are tied up at 14 apiece. Lions had the chance to take the lead with less than a second to go before the half, and they missed a 35-yard field goal. It was wide one direction or the other. At the half, Mulvane leading McPherson. That game over on KMCP 98.9 and 1540, 21-7 Mulvane over McPherson. Score from Western Reno County, Fairfield leading Pretty Prairie at the half, 30-0. On Smoky Hills Rock, 95-5. Andale shutting out the Vikings at the half, 40-0. And another halftime score out at Claflin. Central Plains close to 45 in Canton Galvitz, 40-0 at the half. And probably one of the biggest maybe upsets brewing that we have in all the classifications. The number one ranked team in Class 1A, Conway Springs, they are trailing the Sterling Black Bears at the half, 14-12. So if Sterling's able to hold on for that, that would be a huge upset for the Black Bears. Another score from the Heart of America League, you mentioned it earlier, Marion is leading Mound Ridge at the half, 8-6. That game over on Mix 96.7.
And they're now loading Soper onto the stretcher, the medical staff there, the attention of the Mulvane quarterback. 4A Baser Linwood at the half leading Tonganoxie 27-6. Collegiate over Clearwater 14-0. Southeast of Saline leads Hillsboro 16-8. Augusta 20, Abilene 7. Rose Hill leading Circle 28-21. Andover at the half over Newton 27-6. Haven 42, Belle Plaine nothing at halftime. Goddard Eisenhower leads Arc City 33-7. That is also a halftime score. Hoisington 20, Lakin 17. Topeka Hayden leads Holton 21-0. Hayes High over Dodge City at the half 6-0. Halstead leads Ellsworth 21-13. Great Bend 14, Liberal nothing. Wamego 20, Chapman nothing. And DeSoto leads Leavenworth 34-0. Hutch High leading Campus at the half 42-0. So we're going to resume play as they will take Bryden Soper to the attention of medical personnel. And we send our prayers and well wishes with that young man and his family. El Dorado's going to have a 2nd and 12 here with 52 seconds on the first quarter clock. They're going to hand it to Hall, their tailback, and he busts out of a couple of tackles, still on his feet, got away from Paisano and got across the 45. And El Dorado gets its first down on offense, actually second first down on offense tonight. There's a flag out at the end of that play as it's across the 45 to the 47-yard line. We'll see what the marker is.
And it's going to be a personal foul on Buhler.
That will not make Coach happy.
Yeah, it might have been something said at the end of the play with how late that flag was thrown. I think it might have been some magic words uttered by one of the Black Knight defenders.
That'll be the 5th penalty of the night on Buhler. 2 of those were for kickoffs that went out of bounds. That is going to move the ball well into Buhler territory at the 38-yard line.
Don't be surprised if El Dorado doesn't take a crack at the end zone here.
With the penalty, it ends up, Chris, 29 yards. So 1st and 10 at the 38 right hash mark, left or right. They're going to pitch it to Hall, and he's going to be swallowed up. And a loss back to the 40, loses 2, and the clock will tick down the final seconds now at 18.
Yeah, Lane Burkhart looked like he was maybe going to hit him for a loss, but then he was able to get free, and one of the other Crusaders was able to pursue. I think it was one of the D tackles, maybe Colby McCarty there and on the stop.
I would expect that to be the final play of the half. So that's going to take us to halftime. A first half dominated on both sides of the ball by the Crusaders. They score on every offensive series. They also had a defensive touchdown on an INT return by Jacob Miller in the first half. 62-0 is the halftime score here at El Dorado. And again, a very scary and unfortunate moment as the El Dorado quarterback, Bryden Soper, injured, is being transported by EMS right there at the end of the first half. And again, we just want to wish him and his family the very best. 62-0 is the score at the half. Our coverage of Crusader football tonight is brought to you in part by Allen Samuels, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, by Wade Patton Insurance, Agro Center by Hutch Rec, and by Hutchinson Community College. Coming up at our halftime report, we'll talk with Buhler head golf coach Brennan Torgerson. That is next. Here from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFL.
You're on the Midway Motors Drive to the Game. Midway Motors, for every mile of life. Coming up, Chris gives you his 3 keys to victory. Your home for the Buhler Crusaders is 95.9 HKFM.
Hi, this is Todd Rowland. Bank of the Plains is committed to providing high-quality financial services while maintaining the highest standards of integrity, customer service, and professionalism. Our dedicated staff here in Sterling values our relationships with you and welcomes the opportunity to earn your business, trust, and friendship. A proud supporter of Black Bear and Warrior events, Bank of the Plains, an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
We're making more than just sweets at the Bakery House and Catering Company. Boxed lunches for local businesses, full-service catering for banquets and weddings, and freezer meals for family dinner. Come see us at the Bakery House, just 1 block east of 30th and Plum in Hutchinson.
Trust Service Plus Electrical for all of your electrical projects. They provide personalized options and upfront pricing. Check them out at servicepluselectrical.com. Service Plus Electrical. Rest easy. Rewire.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Devin. Together we are Stamatic of Central Kansas, with a new location at 209 North Main in downtown McPherson. We are here to help, offering water, fire, and smoke restoration, mold remediation, carpet and upholstery cleaning, as well as hard surfaces like tile and even grout cleaning. Don't forget about the places you can't see, like air ducts and dryer vent. Find us on Facebook or online at stamaticofcentralks.com for a free estimate to see how Stamatic of Central Kansas can help you.
Oh, and honey, don't forget.
Call Stamatic, you'll be ecstatic.
Blue Stem Pace, with locations in McPherson and Hutchinson, is taking referrals now. At Blue Stem Pace, a program of all-inclusive care for the elderly, people age 55 and better with complex medical issues can take advantage of services to better manage medical issues and have opportunities for social activities, prepared meals, and more. Don't face your health challenges alone. Blue Stem Pace is ready to help seniors live well at home. Learn more by calling 844-588-7223 or go to www.bluestempace.org.
And back here at halftime, our Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report are this week in Crusader sports. Let's talk some Crusader golf with head golf coach Brennan Torgerson. Coach, thanks so much for some time. Absolutely. It's been fun to watch your kids, to follow what the program's been doing this year. And, boy, just super excited about the future and impressed with the numbers. I think you've got the most kids out ever for golf.
Yeah, we've been really blessed. We've been really blessed this year to have 24 girls out for golf, and they're all just great young people, and I've enjoyed working with them all year, teaching them the game of golf, and most importantly, watching them grow and I think create a love for a game that they can play the rest of their lives. So it's been a fun couple months so far.
I'm sure keeping the coaches hopping a little bit, trying to schedule enough tournaments to get them all playing time. But you've been busy.
Yes, we've been very busy. Matter of fact, last week we had, between Monday and Friday last week, we had 9 tournaments. And we didn't have any on Wednesday, so you can think about the other 4 days and getting 9 tournaments in, and coaches are going a lot of different places, a lot of different golf courses. But, we want to create as many opportunities for our players to compete as we can, and it makes September very busy, but it also makes it very rewarding to watch our players compete and do well.
Absolutely. It feels like just looking at results of your varsity kids playing their best tennis at the right time of the year, and did very well at the league meet this week.
Yeah, we really did well. We've from the first 18-hole tournament we played at the end of August to yesterday, we've improved 41 shots, and feel really good about that. And they just are continuing to get better. We're young, we're inexperienced, but they're learning, they're growing, they're learning things that they didn't know, and this is going to continue to take some time, but we're at a point right now where I feel like we're playing our best golf of the year, and we have the most important one that's coming up, and we hope we can kind of keep the momentum going a little bit.
I always think golf, just from a team standpoint, is the most interesting sport, and the fact that once those kids tee off, they're kind of out there on their own, and they've got a lot of times figure some things out on their own.
Yeah, they really do, and if you're not around the game or kind of in the middle of it, it's hard for some people to understand how much of a team game that it is. But it's been fun to watch our especially our varsity, who are still competing, get close and support one another. And they're all out there to put their best foot forward for the team, and it's been a lot of fun. And like I said, they're all rooting for each other, and they don't care where the best scores come from, as long as we've got they're all doing their best, and sure. Trying to create and achieve a goal of doing well enough at regionals to try and compete at a state tournament.
I suppose the challenge of a coach, especially working with high school kids, all fantastic kids, but helping them get to a place where, as a team, they can all be playing their best at the same time. It's got to be always an interesting process.
Yeah, it really is. It's a challenge that I enjoy every year to try and, especially with golf, it's such an individualized sport from the standpoint of the instructional part of it, because everybody's a little bit different. Every golf swing's a little bit different, and just trying to mold the important things with the golf swing to what they currently do, so you're not completely restructuring the whole golf swing, but trying to get them all to play the best at the right time and at the right part of the year is definitely a challenge, but it's one that I and our coaching staff take seriously and are trying to be successful in that.
Seems like you've got a really great golfer in Annika Paulsrud. She kind of fits into that lineage of Buhler golfers that have been so good over the last 10 years or so. What makes her good at the game?
Well, she's got a great understanding of what it takes to be good, and where you can save shots, and she's had some experience in summer tournaments the last couple of years, which has really been beneficial, and she just has a great understanding of the game and a good work ethic, and it's a scenario where you've got to be able to put in the time, and that time during the season you have to put in the time outside of practice time to work on the finer parts of your game to get better. But yeah, she's been a good one. She's been consistent this year. And even though she's a freshman, she's still learning, continuing to learn and get better and find ways every week to figure out how can I impact my game a little bit to shoot an even better score, which in the turn helps the team score.
And I believe finished first among the Division III golfers at the league meet, something that I think was last done by Taryn just about 10 years ago. So,
yeah, it was great to see a Buhler golfer win the individual championship, because it had been 10 years, and she just kind of got on cruise control yesterday and never really got herself in trouble, and just played a great round of golf yesterday, and I was very proud of her, and just very proud of our team. For 5 of those girls had never seen the golf course until yesterday, and to post the score that we posted, was really, really proud of them for what they accomplished.
Yeah, for sure, a lot of youth amongst that group. So you set your sights on regionals coming up next week. That'll be Monday at McPherson, and you and I have talked about that. It's going to be a dogfight right to the last hole, a very tough tournament.
Yeah, it will. I mean, if the old adage that every shot counts. I mean, it's really going to be important on Monday with 4 of the top 5 teams in the state at our regional. And the only experience we have in postseason is our sophomore, Macy Miller, who played in the state tournament last year. You take her out of the picture, we've got 5 newcomers to postseason, 3 of them being freshmen. So sometimes it's not a bad thing to go into something not knowing what you don't know. And I just want them to go in there relaxed and play well. And you for sure on Monday, if you are still standing in one of the 3 teams that makes the state tournament, you've accomplished something, because it's going to be a very, very difficult regional.
Absolutely. And be about 30 degrees cooler than from when you started the season back in August. So looking forward to seeing how the girls respond to that, and certainly a course in McPherson that they're familiar with. So,
yeah, they are. We had a tournament there in the middle of September, and we've been there for a practice round. They like the golf course. They were successful on it when we played it in mid-September, and they're excited. And I'm excited to have a good rest of the week of practice and kind of work on some things with each one of them, and go and give it our best shot on Monday, and hope that we play well enough that we've got another week of practice to compete at the state tournament.
All right, Coach. Well, we wish you the best of luck, and look forward to following you in the postseason. Thanks for some time tonight.
Great. Really appreciate it, and the support of Buhler Golf. Thank you.
All right, that's head coach, Crusader Golf, Brennan Torgerson, and we're back with more of our halftime right after this.
More of the Prairie Bank of Kansas Halftime Report is coming up after this. Find exclusive stories highlighting Crusader athletics at AdAstraRadio.com. 95.9 HKFM. The Buhler Crusaders play here.
Hi, I'm Melanie Block. First National Bank is here to help your business by offering a variety of services to manage and improve your cash flow. Our business banking team is a trusted partner in the community, here to provide solutions to the challenges your business faces so you can achieve all your business goals. From small to large businesses, we have the knowledge and power to help you succeed. First National Bank of Hutchinson, always first for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
October 25th through the 27th, the usual laughter of children and rustle of leaves at your hometown Hutchinson Zoo is replaced by ghostly whispers and the haunting echoes of forgotten creatures as you enter the Haunted Zoo Experience and Little Train of Horrors, presented in collaboration with the Hutchinson High School Thespian Club. For more info and to get tickets in advance, head to hutchinsonzoo.org.
Looking for something to do? Check out the Hutchinson Zoo.
Hey fans, this is Rachel Nelson. It's game time and I Need a Cleaners can help you look like a winner. Spend your valuable time prepping for the game, not doing laundry. Keep your knit polos and khaki pants looking great. For the winning look, stop by I Need a Cleaners, 13th and Main in Hutchinson.
Insurance premiums gone up? Head to the Redinger Agency across from Bogies and Hutch to get the best rates on all your coverage, or go to RedingerAgency.com. Get your quote today at the Redinger Agency in Hutchinson, one stop for all your insurance needs.
The Anchor Inn and Anchor Away have been serving authentic Mexican food to Hutchinson and surrounding communities for over 35 years. Treat friends and family to the Anchor's legendary dishes in their large banquet room, famous buffet, and relaxed atmosphere. Open Monday through Saturday. For the same great food with the convenience of a drive-thru, visit Anchor Away at B and Adams. Like Anchor Inn and Anchor Away on Facebook for specials. Anchor Inn and Anchor Away, authentically delicious in downtown Hutchinson.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, back here on our Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report, 62-0 at the half. 6 different Crusaders scored offensive touchdowns, 8 total touchdowns in the first half for Buhler, and they score on all 8 drives of the half. A 1-yard run by Dylan Skripczyk and a 19-yard run by Max Harmony. Asher Zachary threw a 13-yard touchdown pass to Jacob Miller. Mitchell McDaniel with a 4-yard run. Skripczyk then had a 19-yard run. Zachary with a second touchdown pass of 13 yards to Nick Gazaway. Max Harmony with a second touchdown run, and then Asher Zachary had a touchdown run late in the half. Also a defensive score for the Crusaders. Buhler had 4 interceptions against El Dorado quarterbacks in the first half. The last of those returned for a touchdown by Jacob Miller. That made the score 62-0. And that is the score at halftime. That, at the moment, is tied for the most points scored in the all-time series by Buhler, and it sets a new record for largest margin of score. The old record was 60. We'll await some halftime stats here whenever our statistician is ready. Oh, there he is. Good evening, Andrew App.
Good evening, Aaron West. 62-0.
Take it away, buddy.
Is your halftime score. 62-0 is your halftime score. Buhler is ahead. That comes, like you said, 4 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns, and 1 defensive touchdown for the Crusaders. They're outgaining the Wildcats 292 to 22 on total yardage. First downs, Buhler 12, El Dorado 3. Buhler is 3 of 4 on third downs, 1 for 1 on fourth. El Dorado 0 for 4 on third downs and have not attempted a fourth down conversion. Penalties, though, for the Crusaders, 5 penalties for 70 yards. El Dorado 4 for 30, so a lot of flags, as you've said. No turnovers for Buhler, 4 interceptions for the Wildcats. Also, Buhler started in El Dorado territory 6 of their 8 possessions. El Dorado never crossed midfield at all until their final drive. Buhler had 8 plays of over 13 yards, and El Dorado's largest play was 14. Asher Zachary on the ground, 1 rush. That was a 4-yard touchdown. Dylan Skripsik, 10 carries for 87 yards, 2 touchdowns, had a long of 19. Nick Gazaway from the fullback spot, 2 rushes for 18 yards. Max Harmony, your leading rusher in the first half, 7 carries, 103 on the ground, and 2 touchdowns, a long of 43. Asher McConaughey also had a rush for 7 yards, and Carter Jones, 2 carries for 1 yard, but took a bad snap on a PAT for a 2-point conversion. The Wildcats of El Dorado, 15 rushes for negative 1 yard, including Bo Hall's 14 yards on the ground on 9 carries. Asher Zachary through the air, 5 for 6, 72 yards and 3 touchdowns. Few tackles going through for the Crusaders. I'm not going to mention them because we're running out of time. 4 people at interceptions, Gazaway, Pisano, both Millers, and Jacob Miller took his for a touchdown.
All right, man, good work. We'll talk to you after the game. That's our first half stats. Getting ready for the second half here from BG Product Stadium in El Dorado. Buhler will kick off as El Dorado will start the second half with the ball. 62-0 is your score. Third quarter has been the tricky one for Buhler this year. You look at how well they've done elsewhere. Positive points in every quarter but the third as Jared Miller kicks this ball into the end zone. El Dorado will start at their own 20. Curious, Buhler's been outscored by 21 points in the third quarter. That's kind of where the 2 losses they've got bitten.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's always tough if you've had a lot of momentum in the first half to regain that momentum here in the second half. And so we'll see if the Crusaders can do that. And it's going to be starting on the defensive side. Hopefully the defense can shut the door here in a hurry to El Dorado and take whatever momentum they're trying to resurrect away right away.
Eldo left to right in the third quarter from their own 20-yard line. They'll line up right in the middle of the field. And we'll have a lot of new names and numbers to call it in this second half. Daniel Bolin is going to hand it off on the ground.
Great job on the tackle made there for Buhler. It was Colby McCarty.
And just a yard forward to the 21. So good experience for some of these young guys here coming up in the second half. We'll try and get as many of them in the game as we can. I see Cody Jones in there now at an interior line position. Asher McConaughey is out on the field.
I want to make sure we mention that second half kickoff was actually Fletcher Westfall.
Backup kicker. Carter Jones in there. See Brady Gotti still in the game, one of Buhler's starters. Charles Hendricks aiding on that tackle there as they run straight ahead. First carry of the night for El Dorado for Bronson Larimore. He's their backup tailback, a senior. And he gets forward progress to the 23, picks up 2 more. It'll be third down.
Lane Burkhart leading the charge there for Buhler from the defensive end position.
Logan Snyder, defensive end, also in the game now for the Crusaders. Here's a pitch to Hall. Bo Hall trying to get to the edge on the far side, being chased down. Now scrambles back the other way, still on his feet. He's back behind the 25. Boy, that's got to be a penalty. There's going to be 3-4 flags that come out on a big hit on a block.
Yeah,
that was Cody Jones who took the hit to spring Hall free for the first down. What a Hall scramble, I don't know, 30, 40 yards. He was just back and forth and back and forth. And finally, a big hit that sprung him free on this near side for the first down, but that drew a lot of laundry.
Yeah, the illegal blindside block. You mentioned Cody Jones was the Crusader that got walloped there. And that blindside block, it's a personal foul, so it'll be a 15-yard penalty.
Hall went to the left. I thought he was going to have the first down going that way. Then he did a 180. Came across the field all the way the other way. Did some dancing around. Finally got a big block that drew the flags and got the first down.
And the crazy thing is he was so close to getting the first down if he just put his head down. But
all he needed to do was barrel ahead for another couple of yards, and there was plenty of space to do it.
Probably the 5th penalty of the night on El Dorado. It's going to drive them all the way back inside their 15 to the 13-yard line. This is a third down. It's also a loss of down. Here's a big run up the middle. They almost get all of it back, just shy of a yard to the 29-yard line. Hall with a big run. That is the most yards that El Dorado has gained on the night. Matter of fact, Hall will get more yards on that play, I think, than El Dorado had total yards in the first half up to the 29. It's going to be 4th and 1.
Yeah, Noah Hayes in on the stop as well as Cody Jones. So we'll see if El Dorado can convert here on 4th down. Buhler's opponents on the season have been converting 60% of their 4th down tries.
It goes for 16 yards. They had just 22 yards in the first half, and forward progress is going to get them enough as they run straight ahead for the first down to the 31-yard line. So they overcome the personal foul penalty, and Hall on a run up the middle. He got 16, set up 4th and 1, and they go for it, and they charge it ahead across the 35, actually across the 30 to the 32. And that's where it'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats. It's just their 4th first down of the night. From the right hash mark. This is Bolin out of the gun. 3 back set up in the backfield. They'll keep it on the ground with Hall. He's going to be hit after a short gain and dropped at the 36-yard line. Did shed 1 tackle for a couple of extra yards. He picks up about 4.
Fletcher Westfall checking in for the Crusaders.
Didn't get as good of a spot as I thought they were going to give him. They'll mark him back at the 35. It'll be 2nd down and 7 from there. 6:56 to go in the third, 62-0. They stay with that jumbo package, 3 backs on offense and a right side run. Forward progress up to the 37. They gain 2, and that sets up another 3rd down.
Good tackle made by Lane Burkhart here on the near side. He's done a pretty nice job here as the defensive end here on our side of the field. Caden Glass is now checked in as corner here on the near side.
Got Glass on one side, Fletcher Westfall on the other, Charles Hendricks and Carter Jones now the safeties. So 3rd down and 5. They're going to pitch it right side to Hall, and he gets tripped up before he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll set up another El Dorado 4th down. El Dorado still yet to convert a 3rd down in this game.
Carter Jones with the great open field tackle there for the short gain or loss there.
Did get back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
So now El Dorado with a long 4th down conversion try. Let's see if the Black Knights can get off the field here.
Well, Dorado's now 0 for 6 on third down in this game. They're down and 4 here. They're going to go for it. Under center, their quarterback out to his right to pass, throws it high. It'll be incomplete. That was intended near side for Bronson Larimore, but the high throw by Bolin. Larimore not able to go up and haul it down, and incomplete on fourth down. It'll be a turnover on downs, and Buhler will get their first crack at offense here in the second half.
Noah Hayes in coverage that time for Buhler, as well as Caden Glass. And so now the Buhler Crusader offense will set up shop.
Far side hash mark of the El Dorado 37.
Buhler Dental Care scoreboard update. Conway Springs starting to pull away from Sterling. It's now 35-14. The Cardinals with the lead early in the fourth quarter.
Asher Zachary's going to stay in at quarterback. Asher McConaughey, and behind him at fullback. Here's the tailback, the handoff.
Noah Hayes with the carry.
And a right side run across the 35 to the 34. That picks up 3 yards on first down. It's the first carry of the season, I believe, by Hayes.
Noah Hayes, a 5'11", 160-pound sophomore. Out there, fullback now for Buhler is Asher McConaughey.
Nose of the football at the 34, second down and 7. They go with a 2 tight end look here. Inside run by Hayes. And a short gain and then driven back. He got to the 33, a gain of 1. And it'll be third down and 6.
One thing Buhler has yet to do this evening is punting.
We mentioned they went with the 2 tight end look there. That's not uncommon for this offense, but something we really didn't see. Pretty much just a lot of traditional eye in that first half. They did go spread a few times. They're going to stay in the 2 tight end look here. Logan Snyder is the near side tight end out of the eye, and they go for it on the 3rd and 7. Run to the right side. They've got a First National Bank first down. Good run across the 25 and up to the 23-yard line.
And that was Asher McConaughey getting the call that time as he converts on third down, and the Buhler drive is resurrected with that nice run by McConaughey.
Gain of 10 by Asher. That'll move the sticks. Line of scrimmage now up at the 24. Back at the 23. It'll be first and 10. Single receiver near side, 2 tight ends out of the eye. They'll flip it to Hayes. Running behind McConaughey near side. Gets a good block on the edge by the receiver. Inside the 5, going toward the pylon. And just out of bounds. It's going to set up a first and goal inside the 1. The receiver on the near side, that is, I believe, Caden Glass, who gave a nice block on the edge to spring that run.
And Hayes doing a great job that time, putting his hand on the back of the fullback, Asher McConaughey, and just following him all the way. And they marked him just short. Kind of a tough spot that time.
In between the 1 and the 2.
Yeah, it looked like he was inside the 1 where he got pushed out. But Buhler nonetheless will have first and goal here, really close to scoring yet again.
First and goal at about the 1.5. We'll call it the 2. They stay with the 2 tight ends. And a handoff to the tailback. Gets just shy of the goal line as Hayes. He's going to be dropped after a gain of 1. It'll be second and goal inside the 1-yard line.
Buhler bringing in some new personnel as Coach Warner and his staff continue to work young men into the game. I believe checking in for Buhler, Connor Vineski, one of the new players.
Got a late arriver, too.
Yeah, it's always tough this time of the game where you're trying to work in so many different guys. It's sometimes a bit confusing with all the new people checking in, but Zachary doing a good job keeping things rolling.
2 backs behind Zachary, and this time they'll punch it in. Touchdown, Crusaders. 7th different Crusader to score on offense in this game. Noah Hayes with his first carries as a Crusader and his first touchdown, one he won't forget with 1:05 to go here in the third.
So great job that time by Noah Hayes, scoring his first touchdown as a Crusader on a Friday night. And now, like we said, they're having to run people in and out to try to get the PAT unit in here. I believe it's Westfall that's going to be attempting the PAT here.
Fletcher Westfall from the 10-yard line. And a flag comes out at the snap. They had some late personnel substitutions. They only had 10 guys for a bit.
They got the substitution in on time, but it was encroachment on the defense.
You mentioned it, Chris. Sometimes you're trying to get everybody in. And,
it makes it confusing because the kids that aren't used to playing.
It's kind of like a fire drill.
Yeah, no, it really, it's kind of an art to make sure that you're working people in and having the right personnel. And it's easier said than done.
They go against El Dorado. It'll be their 6th of the night. And Buhler's going to set up again to try the re-kick at the 10. And whistle was blown dead again. There we go. Bad snap. Picked up. This time they will not convert on the 2-point conversion. That is the second bad snap on a PAT tonight. And this time Carter Jones gets tackled at the 10. He'll be dropped there. And the extra point no good. 68-0 here in the late third quarter. Actually, we'll start the fourth when we come back from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth. This is Crusader football on HKFM.
Holly here, and I invite you to come down to Holly Sweet Treats at 205 South Main in Hutchinson to check out our cookies, desserts, fresh baked bread, and custom cakes. We also offer delicious lunches every day and fun last-minute gifts in our shop. Come on down or call us at 888-YUM.
Plaza Astle Realty, locally owned and brokered right here in Hutchinson. With deep roots in Reno, Rice, and McPherson counties, we're your go-to team for personalized real estate service. Call us at 620-662-0576 or visit plaza-astle.com.
Sunflower Electric Supply in Hutchinson has been a family-owned and operated business since 1950 and a fourth-generation company. In today's world, that's unheard of. Keep your dollars in your community and choose us over the national chains. We have a large selection of Milwaukee, Klein, and Greenlee hand and power tools in stock. Our knowledgeable staff has years of electrical experience, unlike what you'll find at the big stores, someone just filling in from the lawn and garden department. Visit us in Hutchinson, Great Bend, or Liberal today.
95.9 HKFM.
Fletcher Westfall to kick off from the 40 after Peter scores on its first offensive possession of the second half. It'll be returned across the 20 up to the 29-yard line. That's where El Dorado will start now with the 11:52 to go in the fourth quarter. And as much as we brag about the offense scoring on every possession tonight, I know these Black Knights on defense, man, do they take pride in keeping that 0 on the scoreboard for the other team.
Yeah, I guarantee you the older guys out there have been telling the younger players and the reserves that, hey, guys, we want to keep that shutout fully intact here. El Dorado had some success moving the football the last time, but Buhler was able to stall out their drive. Let's see if the Black Knights can keep the shutout fully intact.
Guys, as we're killing a little bit of time, sometimes down on the sideline I'll hear things that we can't always share on the radio, but I got a chance to hear something. I'll let you call this play, and then I'll tell you what.
They stay with the three-back look in the backfield, and it's the big guy. I think that's the first time they've handed it off tonight to Colt Larimore.
Cruz Sanchez.
Cruz Sanchez, excuse me. Typically, you would typically one of their offensive linemen at 240 pounds, but the big fella getting the carry. And forward progress up to the 34. Got 5.
So, Coach Neal calls plays for the offense, for the JV offense. Noah Hayes, who got a chance to run that last touchdown and came off, thank Coach Neal, let him know that he'd be over to mow the grass later next week.
Awesome. Wait, here's Sanchez again. He's going to get a first down. That's a lot of
beef.
Yeah, a lot of momentum once he gets turning up the field, too, to the 41. And 6 more yards for Cruz Sanchez. For some of those little guys have 240 come running at you, that's a little intimidating.
Yeah, and Sanchez can move for a big guy. Sometimes a kid that's over 200 pounds can't move the quickest, but Sanchez, he's got some speed.
1st and 10 at the 41. They stay with the 3 backs lined up behind the tailback Bolin. This time they give it to Hall. He gets to the edge and pushed out of bounds near midfield. Running to the left side, the El Dorado sideline. And let's see where they mark him out at. That is a generous spot. All the way at the Buhler 48. Wow. That'll move the sticks.
Well, when you're down 68-0, officials start getting friendly.
I guess so. Almost 2 yards friendly, right?
Maybe the officials looking to get a yard mode.
I would assume a running clock in this fourth quarter.
It is.
9:15 to go, 68-0. This is 1st and 10. And out to pass and high, incomplete. And boy, Daniel Bolin got hit as he let it go. That was Logan Snyder.
Yep, Logan Snyder, the senior DN, big pop from him on the quarterback.
Pass was intended for Cruz Hirschberger. And incomplete. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Clock continues to run in a running clock situation here in the second half. Again, congratulations to our tennis team. All 4 entries qualifying today for state. And that'll be next Friday and Saturday in Topeka, as they were at Winfield today.
And they did it out of a very difficult regional.
Yes. Coach Babcock, as we've got a timeout of the field, Coach Babcock was concerned about the difficulty of that regional, but he gets all of his kids through. Golf will go to McPherson for their regional on Monday. And, of course, other sports wrapping up as well. Cross country has just their league meet left in the regular season next Thursday at Clearwater. Our girls placed first at Sterling yesterday. Corbin Starkweather breaking the school record in the 5K with a time of 19:09. Isabella Friesen, just a freshman, fourth at 20:10.1. Our boys second behind a second-place effort by Henry Trump, a senior, at 16:06.4. 11 PRs set yesterday. It was a fast course at Sterling. My kid medaled, and he got a PR. He was one of those 11, so pretty excited about that. Volleyball's got senior night coming up on Thursday.
Yeah, it's just crazy how the fall sports, it's fast and furious, and then all of a sudden it's you're to the postseason.
Volleyball 11 and 12. Their senior night. They'll host Circle and Rose Hill at Jim Baker on Thursday. 2nd and 10. They're going to keep it on the ground. A left side run. And forward progress of about a yard to the 47. That's going to set up 3rd down and 9.
Nice job, Asher McConaughey in there to help with the big stick on the called quarterback draw.
Soccer now 5-6-1 on the year. They've got their senior night coming up on Tuesday. They'll host El Dorado at Crusader Stadium. They're down at 9, left hash mark, right to left for the Wildcats. They put Bolin out of the gun, claps his hands together, tries to pass it as he's feeling the pressure. The pass low and incomplete. The pressure from Tucker Schultz, junior defensive lineman.
This will bring up a 4th down.
It'll be 4th down and 9. You would expect El Dorado to go for it. It was 7:31 to go in the game and a 68-0 score. 2 receivers split to the right side. Actually, might be a direct snap to Hall here, or are they going to punt?
Lined up to punt.
They are. Nope. It's
fake.
A fake punt and almost picked off. And that might be a offensive pass interference. We'll see.
Or they might be friendly to El Dorado and call it pass interference on Asher McConaughey. We'll see.
McConaughey went up to pick off on what was a fake punt.
It was intended to Maddox Soper.
Bolin, the quarterback, was lined up. They're going to call it defensive pass interference on McConaughey. Bolin, the quarterback, was lined up as the punter. The fake punt, the throw was high. McConaughey went up and might have got a hand on it. But they're going to call Asher for defensive pass interference. It'll set up a 1st down for El Dorado. This is the farthest down the field they've been tonight at the Buhler 32-yard line. I don't know that they've been past the 50 before this play right here. So 1st and 10. Bolin out of the gun. Hall to his right. And they'll hand it off to the tailback. Breaks out of 1 tackle. Can't break out of a second. Drugged down behind the line of scrimmage. And McConaughey with a little payback there after getting called for a penalty on that last play.
Yeah, great tackle in space made that time by Asher McConaughey for the Black Knight defense. He's running the Mike linebacker position, covering a lot of ground there for the Crusaders.
Loss of a yard back to the 33. It'll be second down from there. Crusader football brought to you in part by Scrap Management of Hutchinson, by Ray & Sons Roofing, Alpha Land Surveys by Apex Shears, and by the Medicine Shop. Second down and 11. Here's Bolin out of the gun. Receiver left, receiver right. Quarterback keeper up the middle. He's got to enough for a first down. Breaks out of a tackle at the 15. He's going to be tripped up at about the 13, and that's going to set up a 1st and 10. Let's mark him down at the 13-yard line in the red zone for the first time tonight as El Dorado with a run of 20 for the quarterback Daniel Bolin on the play up the middle.
Carter Jones with the touchdown-saving tackle from one of the high safety positions, and it's the first time that El Dorado's been in the red zone this entire evening. Clock under 5 to go here in the 4th.
Wildcats going right to left. Football near the far side hash mark. And it looks like we're going to have an officials timeout here. 4:40 left to go in the game. We'll stay on the road next week to Winfield. It's always a pretty setting there at the Jantz Stadium. All the limestone of Southwestern College. And the sunset in front of us. Now they'll get set to go on a 1st and 10. And Bolin's going to keep it again inside the 5, dives toward the 3, and that's going to be where he's brought down right at the stick, and that's going to set up a 1st and goal.
Another touchdown-saving tackle made by Carter Jones there for the Black Knight defense.
10 plays now on this drive. It started at El Dorado's own 29, aided by a defensive pass interference call on a fake punt. And now they have 1st and goal. Wildcats have been shut out twice in their 5 games this year. They have not scored more than 13 in a game, and here's Hall into the end zone. Touchdown, El Dorado.
Well, the defense did a pretty good job of holding up all game long. Like you said, that drive resurrected by the pass interference on the fake punt. And you got to give it to El Dorado kids. They've been fighting and scratching. A lot of teams down 68-0 wouldn't really probably show much fight, but El Dorado's continue to fight in this game.
So El Dorado's first score of the night. I'll make it a 62-point game as they are going to go for the 2-point conversion here. Out of the 3-back look, they're going to give it to the big guy, and he's going to be stopped short. 2-point no good on the handoff to Cruz Sanchez. And that'll keep the score at 68-6. 2:41 to go here in the 4th. From the Allen Samuels broadcast booth, Crusader football on HKFM.
As the hot Kansas summer winds down, the end of one season and the start of the next is a great time to review the health of your pets at Apple Lane Animal Hospital. Have you missed any of your vaccinations? How about scheduling a general health checkup, annual blood work, and taking a look at your pet's diet and nutritional needs? Make 2025 the year you take care of your pets so they live a long and healthy life. Call the staff at Apple Lane Animal Hospital and schedule an appointment today at 662-0515.
At Midway Motors, we are here for you for every mile of life. Whether you're shopping for a new or used vehicle or selling one, Midway Motors will buy your vehicle even if you're not in the market to buy one of ours. Just stop by one of our 5 locations and one of our appraisers will evaluate your vehicle and you can leave with a check the same day. It's fast and easy. Visit MidwayMotors.com for more information. Midway Motors, for every mile of life.
0.9 HKFM.
Well, the clock has dribbled down all the way to 1:25 to go in the game. Well, it's 2 minutes up. Still 20 seconds on the play clock. Now a minute even on the game clock. This is just the second kickoff of the night for the Wildcats. Colt Larimore Low line drive, kicked it, bounces off a Crusader, and I believe El Dorado recovers it at the 50-yard line.
And it bounced it off the front, one of our front line guys. He wasn't able to fall on the football, so now El Dorado. Clock's continuing to burn. It'll be interesting to see if they get it.
29 seconds to go in the game. El Dorado's going to have it at midfield.
Figure they got one play, right?
Yep.
They'll line up with Bolin in the gun, Hall to his right. They're going to pitch it to the 40. And that will do it. That'll be the game. So a 10-yard run by Hall to finish things off in the second half, but Noah Hayes able to punch in a touchdown. El Dorado scores late to get the goose egg. Big win tonight, 68-6. In week 6, Buhler improves now to 4-2 on the year. We're at Winfield in a key game next Friday. El Dorado, their losing streak extended now to 16 games. They're 0-6 on the year, and they stay home next Friday to host the Abilene Cowboys. 68-6, the final. Here from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth tonight. We've got our post game coming up. A lot to talk about when we come back. You're listening.
Football continues next with the Crusader Locker Room Show. On the way, Aaron and Chris recap tonight's game, and we'll hear the post-game thoughts of head coach Steve Warner. Your home for the Buhler Crusaders is 95.9 HKFM.
Hey Hutchinson, it's Don Glaspie, and I'm back in town as new general manager at Allen Samuels Chrysler's proud veteran. I'm dedicated to building family and community right here with you. Whether you're looking for a new ride or just want to stop by and say hello, we've got something for everyone. Great new faces and a place where you're always welcome. So come by, and like Mr. Samuels always says,
come by, let's be friends.
Are you looking for a place that provides large and include walk-in closets and showers? In addition, there are many shared common spaces, and the outdoor patios are great for viewing wildlife. Go to PleasantHills.com to discover the Home Pleasant A.
This message brought to you by your friends at Red Rock Auto Center in South Hutchinson. Our kids are a tremendous gift. Never forget that they are watching you. Setting the right example for them as they grow up is critical. Make time for them. Take them fishing. Go to their games and invest in their future. For all your service needs, you can find Red Rock Auto Center at 200 North Main Street in South Hutchinson, or visit us at redrockautocenter.com. Red Rock Auto Center, we're here when you need us.
Welcome to a new era of women's health in Hutchinson. Meet Dr. Doug Moore, Hutchinson's newest OBGYN, committed to delivering personalized and comprehensive care for women at every stage of life. Dr. Moore's mission is to provide each woman with the attention and care that they deserve.
I'm Dr. Moore, OBGYN, and I look forward to building relationships with patients and educating them to be comfortable in the healthcare decisions through every stage of life.
Discover more about Dr. Moore at hutchregional.com or call to schedule your appointment today.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, our coverage of Crusader football this evening brought to you in part by the Bakery House and Catering Company, by Blue Stem Pace, by Service Plus Electrical, by Glenn's Bulk Food Shop and Gospel Books, and by Prairie Star Health Center. 68-0 is the final. Stat of the night for me, gentlemen, has got to be 9 offensive possessions and 9 touchdowns. It's not something you see every day.
Yeah, anytime you can avoid empty possessions, that's a really good indicator of success. And so hats off to the Crusaders having any empty possessions this evening.
And Matthew, we'll get to final stats coming up, but Asher Zachary rushed for one of those touchdowns and threw for 2 more. You look at his play and how he graded out tonight.
Yeah, I think coaches have got to be really happy with him. I know that was a huge, memorable moment for Asher and his folks, and really cool thing to watch him have some success and be able to throw the ball effectively. And I think you could easily say the moment was not too big.
Well, and a huge thing for this Crusader team, for just the playoffs. The fact that he got a ton of memorable, notable minutes tonight in a varsity game. So if he ever does get called to check into a varsity game going forward, he's going to have that confidence in himself that he's been there before and not just coming in cold as ice.
Offensive touchdowns tonight also for Dylan Skripczyk, Max Harmony, Jacob Miller, Mitchell McDaniel, Nick Gazaway, and pretty cool for Noah Hayes to run Buhler's only second half score in. They had just one possession of the second half and a running clock, and Hayes with 50 seconds left in the third quarter able to score that touchdown. 4 turnovers forced by the Crusaders tonight, all interceptions. One by Gazaway, one by Pisano, one by Jared Miller, and one by Jacob Miller. That one was returned for a touchdown. That came in the second quarter, that defensive score tonight. So pretty good grade by the defense as well. And not every night you're going to have 4 INTs. So good stuff. Thinking about maybe a play of the game. We mentioned our Happy Egg Company excellent play of the game. How do we feel about the one of those defensive INTs was by Pisano. That came midway through the first quarter on a ball that was tipped up in the air by Jacob Miller. I thought that was a pretty good play.
And he made a great play. He really had to extend out to get to that football. And, no, I think it's a great catch there, or INT for Pisano.
All right, we'll make that tonight's Happy Egg Company excellent play of the game. Visit happyeggfarms.com to learn how you can help feed America. We'll get post-game thoughts from head coach Steve Warner. Coach, much different environment that we're talking in tonight than last week. You guys took care of business early in the first half, and you're able to get a lot of your key guys some rest in the second half.
Well, we did exactly what we wanted to do, and you always worry about a letdown, but there was no letdown, and our kids came out and full throttle, and it is very nice to get those kids out because, get a break, get some rest, and then the next 2 weeks are going to be tough with Winfield and McPherson.
Your young quarterback throws for 2 touchdowns, ran for another tonight to assess the night that Asher had.
Well, for stepping in, he did a great job and showed a lot of composure. He threw the ball well. Missed one read that I know he wants the ball back because he would I think he was only had one incompletion, and he would have had a completion if he would have thrown it to the one he was supposed to. But he'll learn. He ran the option, on the one play, and very pleased with the way he performed.
Was that the play where Pisano was wide open? Just
yes,
curious if I saw that or not.
That was it. That was it. Yeah. That happens to be his first read, so he'll learn.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job by him tonight. Dylan Skripczyk got his first start at tailback, and I thought all the guys you put in the backfield, including Noah Hayes, who got that late touchdown. That's pretty neat. Everybody who ran the ball tonight ran well for you.
Well, and I think Max is running well, too. He played really well in the JV game. And Dylan and Max are going to rotate a little bit at tailback because they both are dynamic. And then, Max is helping Nick get a break a little bit on offense too. So I think I like our 1-2-3 punch that we have there with our running backs.
Yeah, did some creative things. Got Mitchell involved in the offense a little bit too, and he ended up with a touchdown of the first half. Might have had another nice run on a jet sweep, if not for a penalty, I think, at one point in the game.
Yep, he would have had a touchdown, but it was called back for a penalty. And like usually don't talk about it, but Nick got the penalty for holding, but then Nick got to catch a touchdown pass the next play. So I wonder if Nick didn't have that planned out.
He's like, Coach, give me the rock. How about your defense tonight? Turnovers, you can always look throughout the course of a year. Plus or minus in turnovers ends up being a crucial thing for any team. +4 tonight. Including the pick 6 by Jacob Miller.
Well, that's great because obviously we are way more athletic and we should get turnovers. And we don't want to turn it over. That definitely is something that we're trying to avoid.
Well, a big win tonight. You guys, if I know much about you, you won't enjoy this one too long because probably on the ride home tonight you'll be getting ready for Winfield. But next 2 weeks are big.
The next 2 are big. We want to win the league, and that's what we've got to do to beat those 2 teams. And we know Winfield's playing very well.
Yep. Good stuff, Coach. We appreciate you as always. Enjoy this one with the kids. Let's get some kids healed up this week, I guess, and get ready for Winfield.
Thank you.
That's head coach Steve Warner, really pleased with the way that his kids played tonight, obviously, and I think a testament to them is, as he said, you worry about a letdown, and there was none of that.
Yeah, and the thing that I guess I'm probably most impressed by, if you're playing a team that's struggling like El Dorado is, where they're having a rough year, if your program doesn't have much discipline, you don't come out and beat somebody 68-6 because Buhler really did a nice job of playing up to their level and not playing down to the competition, and staying focused. And the neat thing too, the second string and third string and even beyond, kids checking in and playing as well as they did. That depth is a testament to just that they didn't let last week beat them twice. And, there's still a ton to play for in this season, and it was great to see the Crusaders come out like they did this evening.
Matt, and we talked about getting some guys some rest. We've got some guys in some key spots banged up right now, so hopefully a little extra time will be just what the doctor ordered. They're going to need all guns firing and all cylinders firing in the right direction to be successful the next 2 weeks. So we might have lost our sideline guy. Tragedy here tonight at BG Product Stadium in El Dorado as our sideline guy has run away.
Yep. He wants to beat us to dinner, I guess. But no, you talked about just us getting to heal up some of these other guys that were out tonight. Tonight was a great opportunity for some different people to get to have big roles, and just a fun night. Any night you get everybody in and you win big, those are great nights to be a part of a program.
Matt loves late night Sonic, so he wanted to get out of here and be first in line.
He's probably walking through the drive-thru. He walked up to one of the stalls at Sonic over there.
I love you, buddy. Appreciate you down on the sideline. Big win tonight. We'll come back, get you our player of the game, some final scores, and Andrew has some final stats when we come back. Live here from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM.
Coming up, more of the Crusader Locker Room Show is next. Stay tuned as we name tonight's play and player of the game. The Buhler Crusaders play on 95.9 HKFM.
Got a tough to-do list? Tackle it with an even tougher Can-Am Defender. Agri Center has just the one for you. This capable and clever side-by-side for work gets the job done. With a class-leading 69 foot-pounds of torque and up to 2,500 pounds towing capacity. Come see us in Hutchinson and Salina to learn more about the 2025 Can-Am Defender HD10. No matter the task, no matter the terrain, you can rely on the Can-Am Defender. So head on down to Agri Center, just named 2023 National Dealer of the Year in Hutchinson and Salina.
I'm Katie Dix, MHS class of 22 and now McPherson College Bulldog. I have a team that's dedicated to my success. Strong community support paired with the earning power of a McPherson College degree is why I graduated from a bullpup to a bulldog. Build your team at mcpherson.edu.
Have a smile you want. Come and see us today. Dr. J. Stuckey, Hutchinson Family Dental.
Hi, I'm Dr. J. Come see me today at Hutchinson Family Dental.
If you need a piece of metal, or an angle for a small project, or a complete fabrication project done, call Johnson Sheet Metal or stop by 512 South Main in Hutchinson, where we have been in business for over 100 years. We stock over 60 different sheets and 70 different shapes in steel, stainless, galvanized, and aluminum. We can cut to size, bend, roll, punch, or weld to your specifications. We can make your ag replacement panels too. Johnson Sheet Metal in Hutchinson.
Hi, this is Mamie Coldren with the Buhler Booster Club. The Booster Club supports all student activities and athletics at Buhler High School. Be sure to follow the Crusader Closet and Booster Club on Facebook for events and new Crusader apparel arrivals. We are excited to be able to accept credit card payments at our concession stands this year. Buhler Booster Club is grateful for the continued support from our generous donors.
Hi, it's Aaron West, voice of the Crusaders. Ad Astra Radio is a proud Buhler Booster Club member.
Crusader football on HKFM.
Well, back here on the Crusader Locker Room Show, our coverage brought to you in part by Anchor Inn, by H&R Block, Sunflower Electric Supply, by Midway Motors, and by Pleasant Hills. Let's get to our Wifco Steel Products Man of Steel tonight. Wifco Steel Products, the expert in steel fabrication. We've talked about Asher Zachary. Big spot for him. Thoughts on Ash being player of the game?
I think he did absolutely fantastic. A sophomore starting his first ever varsity game. Did a great job, managed the game well, only had one incompletion, no turnovers. And you guys saw, turnovers. They had a sophomore quarterback across the way for El Dorado that's played a game or two. And you look at how many turnovers he had this evening. Asher did a fantastic job. And the cool thing, like we said, him getting all that experience tonight, because whenever Brendan comes back, you know how it is, a long season. You hope it's a long season. Asher might get called on again this year, and I feel very comfortable and safe with him being back there under center.
Well, the way our offensive line has played this year, they've given up just 5 sacks all season. 3 of those were last week in one game. So, having those big guys in front of you to protect you, that's certainly a big added bonus.
Yeah, I would also offer you never know when the next injury is coming, and so if you've got to run somebody in for a couple of plays, or even, Chris, something as silly as a helmet pops off where you've got to take a play off, to know that you can throw somebody in there, it's not going to be their first time under center in a varsity moment. I think that's valuable. You just never know what may happen down the road.
And you, the prognosticator there, sir, you said, I would run Max Harmony, some of tailback. And if you heard Coach in his post-game interview, he said going forward, as long as they're without Ben, Dylan and Max are going to split time at tailback. So
yeah, I actually think that's really good. They're different style runners. Dylan likes to kind of get out into the open. Max is a little more comfortable, at least it seems to me, in the contact, and a little more punishing runner. And I think they both can do something. And I think if you run them both, you keep them both fresh.
Bingo.
That's the thing.
Bingo. And it gives your a change of pace. Because like you said, every running back has their own style. And having a different runner. And like you said, somebody breaks a big, long run. They need some puffs. You can put somebody in fresh. And a lot of teams don't have that luxury of where there's, because virtually they're both seem to be about the same quickness. It's not like sometimes where there's a quick as lightning kid and the next guy couldn't run out of sight in a day. They both have some skills.
Yeah, I also really like the fact that you can also spot Max in at fullback and put Dylan and Max in the game together if you need to get Nick a quick rest. Nick does so much defensively too, right? So you're going to have to, and when you get into long kind of slug it out games, it is perfectly acceptable to assume you're going to need to get Nick a rest. And so really those 3 interchangeable pieces become really helpful.
Christopher called those puffs, by the way.
I know, I heard that.
That wasn't ever my favorite cereal, but yeah, not a puffs guy.
You're really more of like a cornflakes guy, aren't you?
No, not really. No. I'm the spice of life, man. I like
so spicy.
When I think of
Aaron,
yes,
spicy, right?
Yes, that is an adjective.
My salsa is basically tomato paste.
Correct. That seems about right. That checks out.
All right, fellas, good job tonight. Appreciate both of you, and we'll look forward to being back at it next Friday at Winfield, Jantz Stadium there in Winfield. 7:00 kick. 6:30 for the pregame here on HKFM. And we'll let Andrew Epp get set down, and he'll bring you tonight's final stats. Andrew?
Yeah, a lot of similar stuff with a quick second half as what I had for you at halftime, but I'll run through what I got. 68-6 is your final score. You said that was both a record in the total points against El Dorado and margin of victory, correct? So we have your final score 68-6 after a 62-0 halftime score, both teams scoring 6 points in the second half. Crusaders 330 total yards on 35 plays to El Dorado's 114 yards on 44 plays. Buhler had the edge on first downs, 14-9. On third down conversions, Buhler a lot better. They've been struggling a little bit on third down this year. 4 for 5 for the Crusaders, and El Dorado 0 for 7 on third downs. Fourth downs, Buhler 1 for 1, and the Wildcats 2 for 3. For penalties, though, the Crusaders 6 for 85 penalty yards, although 2 of those 15-yarders were on kickoffs that went out of bounds. El Dorado 5 penalties for 45 yards. And the Crusaders, again, without a turnover. But El Dorado threw 4 interceptions in this game. Also, no punts for Buhler today because, as you said earlier, they scored on each of their possessions. Asher Zachary got his first start at quarterback, and he had 1 rush that went for a 4-yard touchdown today. On the ground, Dylan Skripsic as well, 10 carries for 87 yards, 2 touchdowns. Max Harmony, your leading rusher in the game, 7 carries, 103 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Asher McConaughey, 2 carries for 17 yards. Carter Jones, 2 carries for a yard. Nick Gazaway, 2 for 18. And Noah Hayes in the second half, number 23, got 5 carries for 28 yards. And his first touchdown, I believe, he is a sophomore. So good for him getting in the game. That was 29 rushes for 258 total rushing yards for Buhler today. And then El Dorado had a little bit better success in the second half on the ground. After going for negative yardage in the first half, they ended up with 91 in the game on the ground, including 19 carries for 59 yards and a touchdown for Bo Hall, number 25. And then the quarterback had a couple of nice runs in the second half. Daniel Bolin finished with 3 carries for 20 yards for the Wildcats. Through the air, Asher McConaughey, pretty cool day through the air, just having, 5 for 6, 72 yards, and 3 touchdowns in his first start. Jacob Miller got his first receiving touchdown with a 13-yard touchdown reception in the first half. Nick Gazaway, the fullback, number 33, 2 catches for 46 yards and a touchdown. Mitchell McDaniel, a 4-yard touchdown catch, and Quentin Pisano had a catch for 9 yards as well. So Buhler, 5 for 6 through the air, 72 yards passing for the Crusaders. And for El Dorado, a little bit more difficulty through the air, just 3 for 9 for Daniel Bolin and 0 for 3 for Bryden Soper before he went out with the injury. Hope he is going to be okay. Both quarterbacks threw 2 interceptions. Daniel Bolin had 23 yards on his 3 completions, all in the first half. Leading receiver for the Wildcats, number 11, Lane Eck, with a catch for 12 yards on one of their first possessions that went for a first down. Defensively for the Crusaders, as I mentioned earlier, 4 of those Black Knights getting interceptions. That was Nick Gazaway, Quentin Pisano, Jared Miller, and Jacob Miller. Jacobs went for a 7-yard pick 6. Aaron, I used to watch one of our cats jump up and catch dragonflies in the middle of summer, and that's what that reminded me of when Jacob caught that and he turned around and ran into the end zone.
Happened pretty quick.
Away. Pretty quick hands on that, yeah. And then Jacob also had 2 tackles, 2 pass breakups, and 1 tackle for a loss. Jared Miller also had 2 pass breakups. Quentin Pisano was in on a tackle for a loss, and Nick Gazaway 2 tackles. Cruz Hirschberger in on 4 tackles. 2 of those were tackles for a loss, and he had 2 quarterback hurries. Brody Gotti was in on 4 tackles. Max Harmony, the leading rusher for today, in on 6 tackles, including 1 for a loss. Will Hainan, his usual steady game, 3 tackles. And Jackson Pratt in the backfield a lot, in on 5 tackles, 4 for a loss, and 2 sacks for Jackson Pratt. I want to mention some of the younger guys that got in on defense with a tackle or 2 apiece. 83, Lane Burkhart, the sophomore. 77, Shane Schroeder. The junior, Cody Jones. The junior, number 61. Number 57, Tucker Schlatter had a tackle. Number 71, Tucker Schultz had a quarterback hurry. Let's see. We've got Logan Snyder in there with a quarterback hurry and a tackle. Noah Hayes, Carter Jones also got a lot of minutes. Caden Glass, Asher Zachary defensively. And Asher McConaughey ended up having 3 tackles and 1 for a loss. Also, number 3, Charles Hendricks got in there for a tackle for the Crusaders. So a lot of young guys got some chances in the second half. And time of possession wasn't a lot to be had for either team in the second half, as El Dorado had 3 possessions to Buhler's 1. But your final score, 68-6. A lot of stuff in the first half, and not a lot of stuff going around in the second.
All right, Andrew, thank you, man. Have a good weekend.
Absolutely, you
We'll
too.
see you next week at Winfield. We'll come back and wrap it up right after this. Our Crusader Locker Room Show, 68-6 the final on HKFM.
Your home for the Buhler Crusaders is 95.9 HKFM. Stream Crusader football on your phone or tablet with the Ad Astra radio app. 95.9 HKFM. The Buhler Crusaders play here.
Neufeld Flooring, proud supporter of Buhler High School activities. We're your experts for all your floor covering needs. Please make an appointment to visit us at 110 West 2nd, downtown Buhler, or give us a call at 620-543-2274. Go Crusaders!
Celebrate the spooky season with a trick-or-treat blender from your locally owned Scooters Coffee. A bewitching blend of espresso, ice cream, and white mocha sauce make the perfect Halloween treat. Scooters Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Scooters Coffee in Hutchinson, McPherson, and Salina.
Manufacturing facilities, warehouses, oil, fuel and water storage, grain elevators, product makers, rooftops, HVAC containment, refineries, garages, and more rely on the quality and integrity of WIFCO products. Go to WIFCOSP.com for more. WIFCO Steel Products, the experts in steel fabrication.
When disaster strikes your home or business, call your hometown team. Call Phoenix Restoration, Reno County's only locally owned fire and water restoration company. Check us out at phoenixrestorationandroofing.com. We'll help you rise again after your disaster.
Even trying to enjoy a fun event can be difficult after the loss of a loved one. Unanswered questions, feelings of stress and grief are only natural. As the owner and director of Inman Funeral Home, I bring over 25 years of experience bringing comfort and empathy during time of loss. Rely on me to guide you through all aspects of planning a funeral service with compassion, dignity, and respect. I'm Athena Johnson with Inman Funeral Home. Find me at inmanfh.com.
Chances are you have a friend, neighbor, or family member that has been a victim of a financial scam. Hi, this is Misty, VP of Operations with Prairie Bank of Kansas. At Prairie Bank, we know how ruthless scammers can be. That's why we have local fraud prevention experts on staff devoted to keeping you and your money safe. Stop by and see us at our Stafford, Buhler, Inman, or Hutchinson branches today, or check out prairiebankks.com. Member FDIC, Prairie Bank of Kansas, how banking should be.
Crusader football on HKFM.
And back here one final time at BG Product Stadium. Let's run through some final scores in our Buhler Dental Care scoreboard. Basel-Linwood beat Tonganoxie tonight 44-6. Manhattan High over Wichita Northwest 38-17. Topeka Hayden beat Holton 31-7. Cheney 75, Chaparral 7. Eisenhower over Arkansas City 47-13. Mays beats Mays South. That's a bit of an upset. 41-24 in that rivalry. DeSoto over Leavenworth 48-13. Heston beats Trinity Academy 55-14. Haven over Belle Plaine 49-7. Wamego beats Chapman tonight 46-16. Southeast of Saline with a big second half beats Hillsboro 36-8. Lewisburg stays undefeated. They beat Wichita West tonight in an odd matchup, 43-9. Elsewhere, Great Bend 14, Liberal 7. Eudora beat Independence 42-6. Scott City 9, Holcomb nothing. The final there, Hutch High blanks Campus tonight, 50-0. Mound Ridge, we'll get to that score on our network here in just a minute. Derby beat Valley Center tonight, 49-6. Halstead 31. El Dorado 13. Those are the finals I have, Chris. And how about the finals from our games on the Ad Astra Sports Network?
Yep. Elsewhere on tonight, over on KMCP 98.9 and 1540, Mulvane moves to 5-1 on the season as they defeat McPherson 35-21. On Kansas Rocks 100.3 KNZS, Trinity Catholic defeated Ellenwood tonight in district play 26-15. On 94.7 KSKU, Nickerson defeats Lions tonight 27-21. And another score from the Ad Astra Sports Network. Conway Springs at the half, Sterling had the lead 14-12, but Conway goes crazy in the second half and ends up blowing out Sterling 41-14. The number one ranked team in Class 1A remains undefeated as they defeat the Black Bears. And on Smoky Hills Rock 95.5 tonight, Andale shuts out Smoky Valley 54-0. And then also on Mix 96.7 KMPK, that big matchup, Mound Ridge picks up the big win over Marion 12-8. Mound Ridge has a great season going on over across the way.
Absolutely. Senior quarterback Henry Hecox, and of course they had a great run in the playoffs in 8-man last year and moved to 11-man for this season, and so far so good. So another big night of football all wrapped up. A big win for Buhler. Most points and largest margin of victory set by the Crusaders, 68-6 over El Dorado tonight. Now we get down to 2 very important weeks, chance to win the league title. You've got to go to Winfield. It's a very much improved Winfield team. And then, of course, throw out all the numbers and the whatever with Buhler-Mac. Anything can happen in that game. So
No doubt, no doubt. So Buhler right now trying to vie for as many home games in the playoffs as we can possibly get. And every one of these wins we can notch will hopefully keep us home longer into November.
And if I'm Coach Monty Lewis, Winfield has never beaten Buhler, and let that be some bulletin board material for them. They'll be motivated.
No doubt, no doubt.
Did they lose to Wellington tonight?
The last score we had, Wellington was really kind of sticking it to Winfield, so maybe Wellington has softened them up a little bit. You know, they were 4-1, had some pretty high hopes.
I think that's homecoming in Wellington. And
well, Wellington had a couple losses, but when you look at who their losses
Andale
were
and Collegiate.
Yes, both to the top shelf teams in that
in 3A.
Division 4.
Yeah. Well, homecoming tonight, and if they do hold on, you know what happens after the game, my friend? They'll be ringing the bell.
Oh, that bell. I have bad memories of that bell, Aaron.
Oh, love the bell as a former Crusader. Love the bell. But it'll be a big win for them.
No doubt.
So, yeah.
No doubt.
All right, we'll see you next Friday night to 7 o'clock kickoff from Jant Stadium in Winfield. Vikes will be motivated. Buhler has a nose for that league title. We'll see if they can stay unbeaten in league play. 6:30 for our Midway Motors drive to the game. Join us Monday night. We'll be live at 6:30 from Taco John's in Hutchinson to talk Crusader football with head coach Steve Warner. Hope all of you have a great evening and a great weekend. Want to say good luck to our Buhler High School marching band as they perform at the Renegade Review in Tulsa tomorrow. And they have a 2 o'clock preliminary performance tomorrow afternoon. And then good luck to our Buhler golf team at the regionals at McPherson on Monday. For Chris Shank, my entire crew tonight, good job, fellas. We'll see you back in Winfield on Friday. Aaron West saying have a pleasant good evening. You've been listening to Crusader Football here on HKFM.
It was Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the giant corner of 30th and Lorraine in Hutchinson, Kansas. We take pride in supporting our community and our student athletes. Hi, I'm the General Manager, Don Glassby. We want to wish our area teams a fun and memorable season. A great person once said, victory is in the quality of competition and not the final score. Visit online AlanSamuelsHutch.com and follow us on Facebook for weekly giveaways and special events. And as Mr. Samuels always says,
come by, let's be friends.
You've been listening to coverage of Crusader football. The Buhler Crusaders play on 95.9 HKFM. Join Aaron West and head coach Steve Warner Monday nights at 6:30 for the Crusader Coaches Show, live from Taco John's in Hutchinson. This has been a presentation of the Ad Astra Sports Network, the statewide leader in local sports coverage. 95.9